Hey Aries, can you do me a favor?
Where do you need me? And that's where I'll be.
Oh goodness.
Anything specific? Would would his honor like a yogasm?
I,
I can
I
give him
just
a good yogasm.
I just need food, Lodger.
You don't
Can I
you
get
don't
food
want
as well?
you don't want to go to the shower?
I just need food, Lodge.
Come on, yeah. Lord have mercy, yeah. And I'm about to burst.
Uh, uh, thought I could do some food
Alright,
too. I'll
so
pay for
20 or
it.
20.
Yeah, just bring 20 horn burgers, 20 like E. cola, Sprung
I'll
for
let me
orangutan.
see.
Do you make that 30 and I'll pay for my portion, or
Do you think you can do 30 lodger, or do you think that's gonna be too heavy?
I should have the
Actually,
space in my car.
do 20 horn burger because I don't need more horn burgers,
Okay,
and
so for
then
anyone just
do
joining in, today
30
we're gonna
of the
do.
drink.
Today is the first court case of DoJLife. Down there, you got the U.S. Marshals doing
Alright,
security.
5,400, and I'll get that sorted.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll pay for it. All right.
Yeah, I'll get you. I'm heading over to Horny's.
Yep.
Okay.
Don't start without me.
Ooh, okay, so we're
thank you.
doing the intaking, onboarding, jury selection. Who the fuck is this?
Thank you, sir, for that.
Yep. So, Horny's getting a contract with the state.
Stop, sir. Alrighty, put your hands up. Come
I-
through slowly. Come through
Oh,
slowly.
I don't know.
Alrighty, you good to go?
why does Shelly have a gun out?
Uh-oh.
Alrighty, sir, you have a wonderful day. Courts to the left.
Oh, why is there two stop signs? Oh, what the hell is going on
I-
over there?
Don't.
Why is he holding two?
I think his thing's stuck. He's got a stuck thing.
Let's see what we got here.
Keep walking.
Yeah, yes. Okay. Hmm. All right, let's take a look here. See what we got. Ledger versus HP. Okay. click start proceedings, and we'll move that up to the move it up to the bench.
Okay. Where do you need me to be for this?
If I can get out of my own damn office,
There we go.
I bet they're wanting people out there.
Yep.
Ooh. Oh, I love it.
They're gonna say you look badass.
Uh,
Very, very respectable.
Yeah, I think for this we'll have you. We're gonna have you in one of these chairs, I suppose.
Okay. Whichever one.
Let's make sure everything's all copacetic. Da, 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 da. All right, I'm now doing the stream. Make sure the back door is locked. Yep, back door's locked. Cell's locked. I'm walking around with Aries.
Oh, Jay, Tyler just got here. I don't know where you want him.
One of the witnesses.
What? Yes, he's one of the witnesses.
You can sit in the gallery for the moment then. Hey, Lady Leah, thank you for the follow. I greatly appreciate it.
Oh, maybe, I don't know.
All right, for the time, he said you can sit in the gallery.
Good to go. No lockpicking doors.
Okay. Have a good day,
The
sir.
gallows?
The
Yay,
gallows.
Gallery.
Oh.
Hey, look, it's both Tylers. Civ Tyler and Tyler. Oh, fuck. I can't get my blanket. Blanket. This is the bane. Hold on.
There are no lockpicking doors, please and thank you.
Come here.
Oh, wow. Oh, sir. Can you back up, please? Oh. Alrighty. Can you put your hands up and walk through? Alrighty.
Huh? What? Sorry.
Sir, do you have any gas cans or anything on you?
Okay, so for my review, I love when Jeremy DMs me and goes, "Look at this." I'm just like, "Oh God, I'm in so much trouble."
Sir, do you have a gas can on you?
Yes, Pookie? Well, so what do you have right now? I mean, don't worry about the drinks then for me because I still have 4, so I'll make it for the court case.
Okay. Okay, that's probably like kind of a shithead way to fucking ask, but to say no, suffer. So Carter in the JS section asked if these are civil or criminal, because the naming is wrong, and I was like, okay, so I agree with you that the naming is wrong, but the state can't levy charges against civilians with how the current world works. Oh, I love that we can sit down in all these chairs. Hey, buddy. How you doing?
What's up?
You ready for this game? I'm leaning aggressively so much.
Yeah. So where am I sitting?
Probably one of the chairs next to me for the jury proceedings. Maybe? You know what? That's a good question. You might do the fancy chair next to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You can say I can sit under the desk if you want.
That's my show.
I am 100% live. So I can sit under the desk if you want me.
To stay here, or do you want me to go inside?
What was that?
No. Oh, I said, hide underneath the desk. That's my job. I think.
I don't have a response to that.
Some don't.
I hate them both so much. I hate you both so much.
Okay. Did Dodger by any chance come with foods?
Yeah, I think he's the guy
en
the
route
best.
still. Oh wait, Ledge or Lodger?
Lodger.
He's still en route. He called me a second ago saying he might need help with the carry weight, but he said he'll try it and let me know.
Yeah, I got my.
Sorry, just reviewing a subpoena here real quick.
Yeah, of course. Room's getting pretty filled. But on that, it's looking very good.
I'm sorry, I missed the tail end of that. I'm gonna keep it 100%.
Yeah. So.
Do you need help?
Everything in the courtroom's looking good.
Ma'am, behind me.
Adriana.
Yeah.
Can you do me a favor and go meet Lodger at Horny's? He needs help carrying the food.
Yeah.
I have some.
We gotta get our cabinet back so we can.
Damn.
So we
he
can
just
hide
hung up
shit
on
in
me.
it.
Mm-hmm.
Need to put my cigars back in it.
Oh, did you lose them in it?
Yeah.
You need to ask for a desk drawer back.
There you go. Or at least like everyone gets their own personal drawer.
Right. Alright.
I'm gonna be honest, we probably shouldn't carry our weapons into the court today, but
I don't feel like getting speaking of that, I don't feel like getting shot. I'm putting some plates on. As soon as that
how
stops.
the fuck did you get plates? I want some. I don't want to get shot.
Shh.
I mean, you can get them from the ammunition. I'm pretty sure.
Just gonna go ahead and put that on.
Probably a good idea, Your Honor.
It'll be fine. It's gonna be fine. I'm just making sure that I'm going home today.
I think with the marshals, I think we'll be good.
See, you say that. I see those pending court cases. Alright, let's go take some seats.
It's just not in my nature. I don't like charging people. It's
Just drop it on the ground right here.
Constitutional right to have an attorney.
Right.
I don't feel right
Excuse
charging
me,
for that.
Mrs.
Right.
Marshall?
I don't know the conversation. It's probably because I asked Moxie to be. Holy shit!
Oh.
No, I've been hiding in an office the entire time. You know what's crazy? I don't think Emma's here. Like, this is when
Love it. I can sit here, go through paperwork, not have to shimmy my way or figure out how to do it, perfectly.
Your Honor, sorry to bug you. My client's just wondering what the timeline's looking like. Sorry to bug you, Your Honor.
how do you mean?
Like,
So we'll start jury selection as soon as Miss Bliss gets seated. We'll do jury. Blah, 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 blah. We'll do jury selection until you reach a odd number of jurors, most likely. At a minimum, at a hopeful minimum of maybe 5, we might augment that a little bit, I suppose.
What is the timeline of events for the evening? Is that a better way to put it?
So it is shaping up that we're going to do at least jury selection and the opening statements and some witness statements today.
Okay.
Depending on how it goes, depending on how... I was about to say, did anybody else just crash? Nifty. All right. Give us a moment. Server just crashed. We'll be right back with it. But for the moment, enjoy the sultry tones of some lo-fi. Ooh. Okay. Okay. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Sorry, so... Okay. So, sorry, all. Trying to juggle 1,000,010 things. Oh, man. Pixelated for some reason. Juggling 1,000,010 things. So now we wait. There we go. Let me just...
These people are trying to get me executed or something.
It may be back, but it's not.
Your Honor, your security guards are trying to get everybody killed.
Everybody killed.
The metal detectors go off. They tell them to keep walking through. The marshals
Are
want the jury to
you-
sit inside the crowd.
Are you with the
jury service?
Okay, you two come with me if you're with the jury service.
Oh, they're putting...
Your Honor.
Oh, God damn it!
How did we want to handle the stands? Because this is, you remember, kind of a 2-in-1 case where Ledger's defendant, but also plaintiff at the same time, trying to clear the criminal, but also.
Let's go back to chambers.
Gotcha.
Seems like this is definitely a question to have in chambers. Okay, what's up?
How do we want to handle the stands in terms of, plaintiff defendant side? Because Ledger's case is technically a 2-in-1, if you remember. He's trying to clear the criminal side, but also civilly pursuing them for the wrongdoing.
Pick your favorite side.
Pick a favorite side. Left.
Okay. I'm gonna change.
Do you have a changing room in here? Oh, you brought it with you. Man, come prepared for everything.
I gotta put these scratchy ass duds back on.
I think they suit you.
I think they're uncomfortable.
Uncomfortable or not, they suit you.
I want the script. I want the sit script back.
How do you want to do this, Judge? Your Honor.
I don't know. I want my chairs back.
From what I've been told, it's the metal detectors. When they go off, it locks all the doors.
Just jump.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll need what is. Your Honor, how many do you think you have for the jury selection?
That's a good question. I have no idea.
Okay. I'll just keep taking everybody that's here for jury selection back to that room. If that's okay.
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 But
There you go. Okay.
Oh my goodness. All right.
There you go. Now he's.
I'm gonna get yelled at for leaving the room.
Oh my god.
Hello?
you guys all right?
I had to flop like a fish and then I couldn't see shit.
Yeah, they're having some difficulties seeing eye to eye, if you get what I mean.
I gotcha.
Hey, that's a good one. I might have to pocket that.
I can restart. Did he say that he can restart and remove the metal detectors and put the chairs back? Restart and put the chairs back.
What do you want to do,
Restart, put the chairs back. Fuck it. The metal detectors gotta go. Gotta go right now. Go. Do the vote and everyone's just typing. Just like, no, stop that.
The fuck?
One sec. Aries, come on. We're going to grab lunch.
Okay.
The van's pulling up. It's gonna be real
Gotcha.
weird. I'm just gonna be naked. You know what? Fuck it. We just taking the suit out there.
Yeah, why not?
Sugar shush. I'm in court. Sugar shush.
That's not on. Yeah.
Excuse me?
Unfortunately, I do have to cuff you to search you, though.
Excuse
Yeah, I
me.
know
Just
how it
got my
works.
food.
What'd you say? Yeah, I know how it works.
There it is.
Fantastic. Oh, there's Judge. You know, he's actually my.
RV.
You may have food, son.
Hello, you order food,
Hello.
bitch?
Yeah, we order food.
Yes, Your Honor, but
Mr. Tan. Mr. Tan, how good to see you.
I'm sorry to fill you up, Your Honor.
Mr. Tan.
Your Honor.
Yeah, unless it's super
Hey,
important,
Ty.
what you need.
Just letting you know, I'm alive. I have to run and
Let me just do
get rid of
this.
my gang colors, if you know what I mean.
Your Honor, you got shit on you, right?
You see
You
the
got enough
magical,
space?
Oh, we're gonna restart in 2 minutes. Jesus Christ.
Yep. Hold on.
All right, fuck it, I'm running it. Bye.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Tan.
I love filling you up, Your Honor.
Oh, I appreciate it. Oh.
Get you, Aries.
Oh, Your Honor.
Aries, here you go.
Four
over here.
burgers and some
Can't be too
sprung.
close.
Oh my god, I'm
We'll make this
almost
quick.
full.
Here's your tongue.
my.
some anger.
I thought I was
well-
getting 10 drinks, 10 sodas. Oh my god.
You did get 10 drinks. What are you talking about?
I just got the sprunk.
There's still 10 burgers. Andrew, is that yours?
Burgers.
You only gave me drinks. Sorry.
Oh.
Hello, everybody. Just kind of bear with us for a moment. We're currently in the process of restarting server. We're taking out a thing that was causing mass amounts of lag. So in the meanwhile of that being removed, we are just going to also re-implement the sit script, which allows us to sit in any chair that's placed inside the world, any props and stuff like that. So just go ahead and bear with us. We'll give it a couple minutes here. And then we'll be back. put it in the little bubble. Look, you don't get Twitch notifications. That ain't on me. Hey, everybody. Welcome back. Let me just, get skedaddled. Oh, sorry. Hey guys. What's going on?
Oh.
What the fuck?
Hey man, no fighting in my courthouse.
Yeah, my bad.
Yeah. Brother, what? $4,000. Oh, we got a courthouse. It's $4,000.
Do that because that's gonna steal your money.
Let me just mark myself as on duty so we can get paid during this, because I found, because I know that's not how it's supposed to work, but I found that if you're not marked as on duty, you don't get paid. Employees, here we are, society. Take that $4,000. Go ahead and deposit that funds into the society bank account. I would like to purchase a court vehicle at some date. Because if we ever get a
You were just in here.
My hammer and shit's still gone, so am I alright?
Yeah.
You smell nice. Is that like Dove?
What? Why's that?
Gotta go. Fantastic. Alright. Oh, can't get in my office. I'm just gonna be sitting in my office. We don't have a place for, like, a stenographer to sit right yet. Palmer, do you got something? Can't tell if that's you or the sound of people unlocking and locking this damn door. Probably you are. like a How does that always? Huh? Is that what makes it blurry, or is it just?
Looks like Harvey. Yeah, Harvey's up in the witness, and Aries up there is in the court clerk.
Yeah, it just wasn't what you
Huh?
were saying. It something else.
I'm brother be terrified.
John, can you talk real quick? Just so the microphone gets picked up.
Sorry, what?
Are you able to talk real quick?
Yes. Why?
Okay, beautiful. I just want to make sure the microphone is picking up on your desk.
I had to
Nope.
look up in the clouds and see letters.
Nope. You could even look at my stream. I got full 360 view. I can look at my crotch. Maybe. No. Nope. Oh God, are we looking at balls today? I love that when I change my shout distance, you can see my hot bar, and then I got a gun just in it, ready to go. Man, just is that if you go in first person, or is it just always like that?
Someone had their phone light. You could please turn that phone light off. I'm from one of you over here, I believe. Oh, wow. Set that off, please. Thank you.
And I believe we're just waiting on Miss Bliss here as a state's prosecutor.
Yep. I'm going to take a quick moment to grab some water and whatnot, and I'll be right back.
To what channel?
I haven't seen the commissioner around. I imagine he's
Judicial stuff?
locked behind a closed door. I would be if I was him.
Miss Aries. Aries. Oi, Aries. Andrew, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Aries. Wonder what's going on inside her head.
Ma'am, you okay? Your Honor, she don't like me either. It's okay. Hey guys, if
And then Andrew.
if we could not open the door of this room, that'd be great, okay?
What?
It's just a thing.
You go and grab the members of the jury that are currently inside the antechamber there. Can you go grab their names?
Yeah.
First and last names of all of them. Man, for the moment, we're just gonna
All right, we have Winter Frost,
Winter Frost,
Zachary Kane,
Zachary Kane,
and Jack's Predator.
Jack's Predator. Okay. Alright. Hey man, mind your fucking business, Jarky. Don't be worried about why I'm armed in this courtroom right now. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Man, you goddamn right I'm strapped up in the courtroom. It's fine. I don't feel like getting shot. It took my armor from me when it restarts. Son of a bitch. Just go. We're just gonna go ahead and gotta wipe the dust off of this. Don't mind me putting the armor plates back on because it stole it from me. So we can swap that for the food. Oh, I got an E. Cola left. Nifty. So, fuck it. Go ahead and drink that E. Cola now. Yes, I am expecting a very unhappy defendant. There she is. Alright. Who's ready for Senior Stutters to fuck all of this up? Let's find out. Good evening, all. Good evening, all. Just for posterity's sake, before we start the proceedings, can those in the back row hear me? If you can, please raise your hands. Fantastic. The court now calls docket 25-55003, Ledger versus the San Andreas Highway Patrol into session. Are both state's prosecutor and state citizen side is all squared away and ready to proceed with a preliminary jury selection?
State is ready for trial.
Defense ready?
Yeah. Marshals, can you bring the jury out? For state's prosecutor as well as defense side is when speaking, is make sure you're using your big voice.
Understood, Your Honor.
Hey, appreciate that, man.
We only have 3? We only have 3? Okay. Oh, you can come up here and sit. Is there any members of the gallery that were chosen for jury duty but did not know where to go? If you were chosen for jury duty, you come up to the swing doors there, and one of the marshals will walk you back here. You're welcome.
I guess that's it.
Yeah, you push in.
That's not on me.
Go stand over there. Sit over there in one of those chairs behind.
Flip a coin. by virtue of coin toss, the state's prosecutor will have first crack at questioning. At questions to select a jury. Woo!
Hello, people of the jury. My first question to you: has any of you or anyone close to you ever been involved in illegal cases, civil or criminal? If so, might that experience affect your ability and remain impartial during this case?
This is turning, but this should be good.
No, ma'am.
No.
Do any of you selected for jury duty have any strong opinions about law enforcement, the legal system, or the court process that might influence your judgment in this trial?
No, ma'am.
No.
Don't mind that. I need to be tabbed over while we.
Can any of you think of any personal beliefs, past experiences, or values that might make it difficult for you to judge the case solely based on the evidence and the law?
No.
No.
Is there any reason such as hardships, biases, or prior commitments that might prevent you from serving fairly and actively as a juror for the duration of this trial?
No.
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 Defense, the jury is yours.
This is
Good
great.
evening, members of the
This
jury.
is great. This is cool. Look at this. Look at this turnout.
Hello.
There's so many people.
Make sure y'all are shouting.
Marshall, shut the.
Members of the jury, have you or a loved one ever been involved in any sort of civil or criminal case before?
No.
Nah.
No.
Have you or a loved one ever been arrested or charged with a misdemeanor or felony prior to today?
No.
No.
Nope.
Nah.
Defense has
Nah.
no more questions at this time. Thank you.
State's prosecutor, are you good? Is with this jury as currently seated?
State has no objections. The current jury is seated.
Defense, same questions.
No objections.
Members of the jury, you are hereby seated on court case 25-55003, Ledger versus the San Andreas Highway Patrol. Your time will be compensated for the time on this jury to the tune of $1,000 a day. Ooh. Defense, you have the first, as you may begin, is with your opening statements. DJ Demi, thank you for the follow. I greatly appreciate it. Welcome to the party.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, the case you're about to hear has two parts to it. We are here to establish Rafe Ledger's innocence.
Oh, he wrote this
as well
out.
as punish those that should have protected him that night, but instead saw fit to label him a criminal. This is not a case about someone who broke the law. It's about someone who barely survived. You will hear that on the day in question, Rafe Ledger was not resisting arrest. They were not trying to run or fight. They were trying to simply stay alive. Mr. Ledger was a hostage, forcibly taken, held at gunpoint, terrified for their life, and in the final moments of that ordeal, he was shot.
I had to turn on airplane mode.
Injured,
Motherfucker was
bleeding.
People were texting me.
In shock. When law enforcement approached, the scene was chaotic, tense, and unclear. Commands were shouted, weapons were drawn. In the midst of it all sat a person who had just been shot.
Thank you for the
who had been
follow,
a
everybody.
victim, who was now
Welcome
trying to
aboard.
process
Welcome to
whether they
the
were finally safe
welcome to the
or
party.
still in danger.
Welcome to the court case.
The state will suggest that Mr. Ledger didn't follow commands. But what they won't tell you is that Mr. Ledger was bleeding out. He was disoriented. He was in pain. He didn't know who to trust.
Oh, thanks
And
for
in
the
those
follow.
seconds,
Thanks for the follow.
not minutes,
Let's go ahead and make this
but
big.
seconds of confusion, the authorities made a snap judgment.
And turn.
Instead of offering medical help, they shot Mr. Ledger point blank with a beanbag shotgun before even attempting to pull him to safety. Instead of asking, "Are you okay?" they asked, "Why are you resisting?" But the evidence will show that there was no resistance, only survival instinct, trauma, and fear. This case is not about defiance. It's about a traumatized victim who was treated like a suspect and whose suffering was met with
At random times, you're going to hear me
accusation,
babbling
not
off to
compassion.
people in the background. It is just
We
other
ask you to
people
keep
in
an
this
open
Discord
mind,
call. Don't
and
worry
remember,
about it.
Victims can't always act perfectly, especially not when they've been forcibly detained against their will, especially not when they're in shock, especially not when they're bleeding out. At the end of this trial, when you've heard all the facts, seen the evidence, and understood the reality of what Mr. Ledger endured, we're confident you'll see that these charges have no place here, and you'll return the only verdict that reflects the truth, not guilty. The evidence in this case will also show the troopers did make a huge mistake. This was not a split-second judgment gone wrong. It was a choice, a knowing, deliberate use of force that
Brother,
went far
the state
beyond
could
what
have
was
taken a
necessary,
plea.
what
They
was
could have taken
allowed,
a settlement.
and what was
but-
right. You'll see that
but
this was
they-
a violation of Mr. Ledger's
God, it's-
constitutional rights,
He
fundamental rights that are supposed to protect all of us. And you will hear that the troopers knew the rules, knew the training, knew the law, and ignored them. When this trial is over, we will ask you not only to hold the troopers accountable for the harm caused to Rafe Ledger, but to send a clear message that this kind of abuse of power will not be tolerated. No one is above the law. And that's why we will ask you to consider punitive
One sec.
damages.
My dogs want my attention.
Thank you, jury. Thank you, Your Honor.
Counselor?
Your Honor, esteemed members of the jury, today the state presents the facts of this volatile and dangerous situation that unfolded during a high-stakes robbery at the San Andreas Autos, involving multiple armed suspects, a high-speed confrontation, and a coordinated law enforcement response under the threat of violence. This case centers around several incidents, all tied directly to the armed robbery that occurred at the San Andreas Auto located at 768 Vespucci Avenue. Among those involved in this
There's
act,
so many more people here than I thought there was going to be.
Morales, Tyler
Yeah, there's
Short,
so many more people here than I
Travis
thought there was
Newts,
going to be.
and the plaintiff himself, Mr. Rafe Ledger. While Mr. Ledger claims to be innocent,
Nobody in the
innocent
standing
hostage
gallery.
subject to excessive force, the state will show that he was not a victim of excessive force, and the use of force against him
Climbs
was
over
warranted.
bench to leave.
According to multiple sworn statements and reports that you will hear, including that of Trooper Jefferson, when officers were reported to the 911 call, they were met with a clear, distressed victim who immediately identified individuals in a blue Sultan
hold on.
vehicle to be the armed robbers that were trying to leave the scene. Officers observed this vehicle driven by what was later identified as Mr. Ace Morales, Mr. Shorter, Mr. Noobs, and Mr. Ledger as a passenger. This vehicle, unregistered and attempting to flee from law enforcement despite repeated commands for them to stop.
I know.
Continued to make approaches towards the officers, attempting to flee from the scene.
He's doing a
Officers
job.
used force
Good job,
after
though.
the commands failed, and the threat of being run over was inevitable. Officers discharged their service weapons to protect themselves and the public from the immediate danger of what was reported to be several armed individuals inside that vehicle. Further chaos ensued as people fled from the vehicle and engaged in open gunfire with law enforcement at this very shop. Actions not consistent with behavior of a calm enough situation where people can go about it not fearing for their life, not fearing that danger is just around the corner. During this gunfight, it was reported that several officers were injured in the line of duty. Mr. Ledger claims to be a victim, alleging that he was merely a hostage. Yet evidence will show that there was no effort for him to distance himself from the suspects, nor surrender or communicate any distress to the responding officers when commands were being given. He was present in the vehicle, yes,
Yeah, I'll fix that
as
later.
identified by several officers and bystanders on the scene. However, he did not comply or give even verbal compliance to law enforcement officers when they were trying to secure this vehicle while a gunfight was ensuing just around the corner. The state will demonstrate that the actions taken by the law enforcement officers were reasonable, measurable, and necessary given the threat to public safety at that given moment. We will show that the officers exercised appropriate discretion under the repeated involving the life-threatening circumstances. Furthermore, the evidence will show that Mr. Ledger's current claims of emotional and physical trauma, while unfortunate, are a result of his own proximity to the vehicle, the violent felons, not an unlawful or excessive conduct by officers. At the end of this trial, we're confident you will find that the troopers' actions acted within their bounds and their legal obligations, and Mr. Ledger's claims are without merit. Thank you.
Ooh. Yeah. That's fucking okay. I don't know where to go from there. Yawns. Mr. Nighthawk, you have the first stab at presenting his evidence, either physical or witnesses. Holy moly, Homer! Please stop.
Your Honor, does would the members of the jury have access to the electronic evidence that I've submitted to the court?
Oh,
the
fuck
recorded witness statements for those that were unable to make it this evening?
Not at this time. I do know at least two of your statements are here in the courtroom today.
Yes, sir. Could I have approximately 10 seconds with my client?
You may. My emerge.
We would like to call my client, Rafe Ledger, to the stand.
I'm so sorry. Can you say that again? What did he just call to the stand?
Has he been sworn in, Your Honor?
Mr. Jones?
Yes, Your Honor.
Can you swear him in? Do you promise to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? So help you God. That.
All right, Mr. Ledger, raise your right hand.
Okay.
Do you promise to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth? So help you God.
I do.
All right, you can sit back down. He's ready, Your Honor.
You may begin questioning.
Mr. Ledger, good evening to you.
Good evening, sir.
Can you tell the jury a little bit about yourself? Simply, whereabouts do you live? What do you do for a living?
At the minute, I currently reside at the Alta Street apartment complex. I'm trying to save up for a house, but expenditures have, well, there's inflation at the minute, so it's been a little hard to save as much. But yeah, I live down there. Currently, my work place is San Andreas Autos. I work there most of the time, and I'm currently a manager there at the moment.
And what kind of a person? I'm sorry. Continue, Mr. Ledger.
Oh, sorry. I just wanted to put out there that we also have a 5% discount for the rest of the day, just in case anybody wants to go up there afterwards.
I will willingly motion to strike that last bit from the record, Your Honor.
Understood.
So on that particular day, could you walk us through briefly how your day started before the events took place?
So pretty much I was working at the auto shop with a colleague, James Brooks.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Mr. Brooks since the day that everything occurred,
Yeah,
but hopefully he's all well and okay. We were at the shop. It was a quiet day, and we were running around the shop, kind of looking for places to
Let me know if that's too loud.
hide in the event of emergency, which was extremely convenient for what followed. As I was looking for Mr. Brooks to see where he was hiding, any spots they might have found that we could hide inside an emergency, a vehicle pulled up.
Tom, how's that?
To which I thought was going to be another customer that just needed upgrades to their vehicle. To which a male in a bunny mask ran towards me with a gun in his hand, told me to put my hands up and not to do anything stupid.
Fantastic.
So immediately I put my hands up and complied with what they were saying. I didn't have a firearm. I had nothing to defend myself. It's pretty much helpless, so to speak. Mr. Brooks was,
That's me
to my
louder.
knowledge, still hiding.
It's about as
He
loud
told
as
me
I'm
afterwards
willing
what
to
occurred,
comfortably
but I
make
will
it. My dog
go into
also
that
very
later.
much likes to try to be heard.
So would you say you felt like your life was in danger at that point?
Oh, absolutely. If somebody's got a gun pointed at me, it's, I'm doing whatever they say. I don't want to get shot.
Could you let the courts as well as the members of the jury know roughly what was going through your mind while this was happening? How were you feeling?
Well, that's the first time something like that has ever happened to me in the workplace, so I was kind of all over the place. I didn't know what to do. I just wanted to try and make sure that I at least tried to get out of there without being harmed, which ironically wasn't the people that were intending to harm me that harms me.
At any point, did you try to escape or call for help?
We might take a brief recess.
Unintentionally, I
Thank
tried
you,
to make a
Dust.
call for help, I misworded something I was saying. They told me once they got me to the car and they had put zip ties or cuffs or whatever it was they had on my wrists behind my back. They told me not to say anything. They says not, or well, they says not to say anything at first, and then they changed their statement to tell them everything's okay and that you're here on your own free will. To which my idiotic self decided to say,
Gotcha.
I'm here against my
Appreciate
will.
it, Dust. I'm trying to get
Completely
another.
unintentional
I'm trying to get the other
to
two
say that, but
jurors over there.
I misworded what I was
to
saying. And
message
as
in
the
chat so I
vehicle
can-
was at the doors with cops rolling up, that is, that's what I said at the time. But it was misworded, but I said what I said.
They'll confirm that they had you held at gunpoint and placed you in zip ties of some kind.
Yeah, it was zip ties or handcuffs. I really couldn't tell at the time. I was just kind of in a whirlpool of emotions, didn't know if I was going to get out of that. I really can't tell what it was. There was something that was restraining my hands behind my back.
And then they led you to a vehicle. What did they do with you once they got you to the vehicle?
So they put me into the vehicle. They put me in the middle seat in the back. So, there was like you could pretty much see me if you were standing in front of the vehicle perfectly.
What kind of vehicle
So I was in the
it to
middle
best of your
seat.
recollection, just so the jury can try to picture. Was it a sedan? Was it a SUV?
It was a it was a sporty vehicle, but it was a 4-door.
Oh man, I have to do that.
Okay,
Oh god, I
see
can't
you in the
hear
center
them.
of the rear of the vehicle. And then can you describe for the members of the jury what happened when police arrived?
Our lovely jury over there.
Immediately it was guns drawn. The hostage takers got in the vehicle. One of them got in the trunk, and they rolled towards the doorway. They were met by officers that were, well, they I don't know. One of them seemed pretty annoyed and screaming at them. I don't know what his issue might have been, but he was screaming at the individuals and stuff to get out of the vehicle or whatever.
Jury selection went
Well,
much
screaming at me, I
quicker
guess,
than I
because
wanted.
apparently I was to them a threat, but started screaming to tell them get out of the vehicle. And, they started replying back saying that everything was okay, to which I misspoke and says, I'm being held against my will. I did intend to say I'm here on my own free will, but I misspoke and said I'm here against my will. But they just showed up and it was guns drawn and there was no kind of de-escalation from what I was aware.
I mean, the misspeaks are, understood. That's a very stressful situation to be in. But to the best of your recollection, could you try to narrate the brief seconds that it was before gunfire opened up?
Oh, so from what they were saying in the car,
hey, do you guys know who
they
plays
didn't
Wraith
know
Ledger?
what to do, and they kind of just kept like driving back and forth on the spot. They went a little closer on one of the times, to which gunfire just opened. They were trying to
who is it?
get an idea on what they were going to do for there because they didn't want to go and ram the cops out of the way.
Trying to add it to this.
Well,
Just
from what
slightly
they were
going
saying in
back
the
and
vehicle.
forth, you say?
Yeah, they were kind of
familiar with
reversing.
the,
Oh,
the term
Apollo?
pump fake?
XX Apollo?
No.
Okay.
It's a sports-related term, basically meaning it's basketball. It looks like they're about to take a shot to the goal, but they don't fully move. Would you equate this situation to something like that, where it looks like they're going to move but they don't move?
Well, they were moving. They had been moving for quite a bit. It just happened that at one point the troopers just started opening fire on the vehicle. Like, it wasn't something that was it happened once. They were
playing
full
some-
speed at the entrance. They've been going back and forth a little bit in the shop for.
I appreciate you, members
Yeah,
of
it
the
wasn't
chat.
wasn't
Sorry,
that long. It was like
we're
5-10
playing
seconds
a whole
or
lot
so.
of catch up.
It really wasn't too long.
Today we're only batting like 2% out of
And
1,000.
at what point throughout all of this were you yourself unfortunately shot?
As the vehicle was kind of going back and forth, it was going forwards at the time whenever he was shot.
And whereabouts on your body were you shot?
I'm gonna have to stand up and get to moving
I
around.
was
here
shot
for a
in the
second.
torso, from what I can recall.
I'm trying to let him finish talking
Do you
because I hate to
recall
just get
exactly
randomly
what it
kicked
felt like?
during this. I'd be
To begin with, I'm gonna be completely honest. I didn't even realize I was shot until I started kind of feeling lightheaded. It just the adrenaline of everything, the situation that I was in. I didn't even know I'd been hit. I just seen the driver slump over. I didn't even hear the gunshots
sync leaning.
for a moment.
Love it.
Like, everything was kind of like in slow motion. I know that sounds kind of weird to say. It just was a lot to take in at the moment.
And then after you realized that, what did you do?
I love that you could see the random people just in the back, just standing up, doing a quick
kind of
like
panicked.
walk
I was
back and
like,
forth and
"Yo,
sit back down.
can I be let out? I don't want to die." And then that was kind of one of the last things I remember saying. I started kind of blacking out, and that was, I believe, kind of it from there.
So after you were shot, were you able to move at all?
No, no. My hands were behind my back. I couldn't even get out of the vehicle.
Did you understand what the officers were trying to tell you as they were approaching the vehicle?
Yeah, they were asking me to step out, but I would have been shot by the people that were inside the vehicle if I made any rash movements. I know for a fact I could have been shot if I got out of that vehicle and ran towards cops.
So as the troopers were approaching the vehicle, trying to tell you to get out.
Objection, question, and answer.
What else were they doing at that point?
Hey man, their
two of
their
them,
person is right there.
to my knowledge, it was kind of fading in and out of consciousness quite a bit. But I did notice two of them run past the vehicle that I was in, past the people that needed medical attention, to chase two of the kidnappers that were in the vehicle, because they got out and ran around the back of the shop. If you've ever been up there, it's our little storage area, we like to call it at SA Autos. Two of the hostage takers run around there, both with firearms. Two of the cops just decided to run in past the vehicle that I'm pretty sure still had two people in it. Three, including me. One being downed, and I guess the other one was just didn't want to get out in the fear of getting shot. Or if they were holding a gun at me, I didn't see it. But yeah, two troopers ran past all of that, and I'm sure they probably got shot from what I heard. I don't know if it was the same troopers that got shot, but I know a couple of them got shot later.
At what point did a
You know what?
less
Everyone's
than
doing
lethal
it. Just
beanbag
gonna-
shotgun come into play?
Oh. Not too long after the two guys ran around the side. Maybe a minute, 2 minutes, if even that. I don't even know. I don't even think it was that long. It was way less than that.
From your position in the vehicle, as well as what you were hearing troopers talk about, were you
Mhm.
mentally aware that it would be a less than lethal weapon?
Everyone should have gotten stand
I'm
up
sorry.
during the
Can
circle
you say that again?
Right. From your position in the vehicle, as well as from what you were hearing the troopers
Yep.
mention and talk about.
I will definitely
Were
just
you
stand up and just
aware
leave.
that it was a less than lethal weapon that they were bringing into the equation?
He's got a lot of questions to ask this.
No,
young
I
man.
didn't even know they were gonna like start shooting again. I thought they
All
kind of
right,
had the
the honorable
situation
Judge Janey stretches legs.
handled,
Hey
or
man, sometimes you just gotta
were
move.
some point gonna start trying to negotiate and try and de-escalate.
Okay.
But
I
next thing I know, I'm hitting the chest with a beanbag shotgun. It actually hit me that hard it knocked me out of the car.
At any point prior to being struck by the beanbag shotgun, did officers attempt to
Okay,
make
I'm
verbal
going
communication
to
with you?
copy this entire text.
And that is directly with you.
Directly with me, no. It was very unclear to hear most of them as well because they were shouting over each other half the time, and yeah, it really wasn't handled well, in my opinion.
Okay, while they're doing all of that,
At any point prior to being struck by the beanbag shotgun, did troopers attempt to check on you medically wise to see if you were bleeding, to see if you were conscious, to see if you were coherent?
Only once I was brought outside the mechanic shop, to my knowledge.
At any point prior to being shot by the beanbag shotgun, did officers attempt to go hands-on with you to remove you from the vehicle?
No. Like
Mr.
I
Ledger,
said,
that
two of
evening,
them.
did you ever try to fight or run from the police?
No.
Mr. Ledger, in your personal opinion, did you resist arrest?
I did not resist arrest. I complied with them fully, to the manfulest extent, but I could only do so much whilst I had guns pointed at me.
Okay. And once they got you out and you were able to receive medical attention, did the medics advise to the full extent what type of injuries you suffered that evening?
They told me about the gunshot wound to my torso, and it would impact the amount of work that I could be doing over the next 2, 3 to maybe even 4 weeks, until I start getting on the path to recovery, which thankfully happened pretty quickly in my case. But I was off quite a lot of duties for some time. I was mainly just training people in the shop, and that was kind of my role just until I was able to start being able to do a lot more in the shop.
At this point in time, approximately 3 weeks after the incident, do you feel personally that you have fully recovered physically and emotionally?
No.
How would you say this event has affected your life?
Well, I feel like I can't trust
remove all
the
the embeds.
people that are meant to protect us anymore.
Perfect.
There's no trust there anymore. They, in my personal opinion, seem to be
I also posted
too
in
quick
the
on the
public.
trigger to want to shoot people rather than to protect and save lives.
Yeah, because they're not gonna do.
Mr. Ledger, when I first met you, you were a fairly casually dressed individual, and there's one garb of attire you have on
Skedaddle.
today. Could you tell the members of the jury, as well as the members of the court, why you feel the need to wear a bulletproof vest?
Yeah, next time, homie's not wearing a bulletproof vest.
Yes. Well, the
we don't trust the marshals
specific
to keep young
individual
lads
isn't
safe.
here tonight, the commissioner, but the whole kind of highway patrol department in general with the recent way they've conducted themselves and their actions. I feel that I'm not safe, and pretty much everyone else are not safe around them.
The jury will be instructed to strike that last statement during deliberations. It's breaching.
Understood.
I'm not gonna let that one slide, bruh.
Your Honor, questions.
Counselor, your witness.
Thank you.
Am I okay to leave this stand?
Opposing counsel is going to cross-examine you.
Oh, okay.
If you need to stretch your legs, now's the perfect time.
Oh, no, it's okay.
So, Mr. Ledger, you stated
Hello.
earlier that
Yeah, I'm not gonna let him
you were gonna
stand
make
up
the
here and go,
statement,
I don't feel safe
"I'm
with
here on my
highway
own free will."
patrol because they've been yada yada yada.
Why
Just
were you
look,
going
no,
to
no, no,
make
no,
that
no, no, no,
statement?
no, no, preaching.
Because I was in fear for my life and didn't want to get shot for saying the wrong thing.
So, if you were saying that you were there on your own free will, why not say that you were there against your will, which is what you stated that you did? Is there any reason specifically why you were saying that you were there of your own free will?
Yeah, like I said, I didn't want to
Your
get
Honor,
shot
that's
in
been
this
asked and
situation.
answered.
Sustained. Asked and answered. Yeah, just it was asked and answered.
So, during the time when they were all in the car and they were driving around the shop, at any point of them driving, did you hear officers giving them commands to stop the vehicle?
To the driver, yes. I didn't hear them give commands to anybody else in the vehicle.
At any point during the driving, did you hear the officers tell them that they would shoot if they drove near them again?
Not that I can recall, no. There's no warning before any shots were fired.
It's a lovely court case.
Not even the beanbag.
So after they opened fire on the car, and you were unfortunately struck by one of the rounds, and after the people left the vehicle and ran off from law enforcement, during that time that you were sitting in that back car, the back of the car, did you ever hear additional gunfire go off before you were approached by officers in the car?
It's over here. Mr. Ledger. Mr. Ledger. Counselor, can you hear the sound of my voice?
I can, Your Honor.
Mr. Ledger?
Oh.
During the time in which we will wait for Mr. Ledger to return to the stand, we're going to take a brief recess. For anybody, for anybody who wishes to view the witness statement, they will be on the public court document and the court docket near the bottom of our massive email chain. The jury will be sent back to the jury room. As for anybody else, from what I am being told, is that there is food outside if you need a drink or a snack. Jury, if you need food or drinks, please let a marshal know and they will gather it for you. Court's adjourned is for a brief 10-minute recess.
Yep. You guys gonna come in here? Sir, can you get the door for me? Yep.
Yeah, I got you, boss.
No.
I had to do this last time.
Nope.
For him. He couldn't do it.
The clerk will get it
Can
for
he
us.
do
Thank
it?
you.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
All right. Who in here needed food?
Brief recess. Okay. Okay. So while we're doing a brief recess, so going back to to our deliberation chambers. Okay. Yeah. Go ahead, lock that door. How's everybody doing?
Yeah, you could think you said something. So I realized that I needed a drink.
I was very gently reminded by some the outside forces.
Yeah. So, Your Honor, I'm thinking contract with Hornies for court food.
We'll discuss that another day. Not
we
one.
will?
No, we'll discuss that another day. I feel like I will not be the one to sign the contract, considering I own one of those businesses.
Good evening. Welcome back. Sorry, I had to hide under the desk. I thought I seen a trooper enter.
Thought I saw. Okay.
He's back.
Okay. So, quick, 5-minute recess for this.
Sorry, I had to hide under the desk. I thought I seen a trooper come in.
Hello.
If you're talking, we can't hear you.
Oh, my goodness gracious. I am so sorry about that.
Everybody having fun?
Mr. Ledger is back.
Yeah, we'll do 10.
If you are ready to continue, Your Honor.
We're gonna let some people get some food. Yeah, we're gonna let them get some food and do some stretches. And the magical world gods have requested that we do closer to 10 minutes. So we'll give people a chance to stretch, walk around, make some phone calls, make sure they got food. We'll give Burger Shot time to give people food.
Okay.
And then
Sounds good, sir.
And then I'm gonna spend this time reviewing some of the evidence. I gotta be honest. You know, it's really sounding like the highway patrol should have taken the fucking L.
Yeah, they would have been, probably paying less, and the commissioner probably would not be possibly going to jail.
So how come the commissioner's not here?
Because he doesn't technically have to be. The charges are leveled against the highway patrol.
As an entirety.
Yeah.
Okay.
However, in the event is that the charges are then overturned and Mr. Ledger is given his
Your Honor, you turned down your voice, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. I was smarter than that. In the event of that, we will be moving towards not towards a summary judgment, but a criminal case will be popped open for the commissioner and those involved for dereliction of duty. But oh, hold on, I'll be right back. I need to adjourn the.
What's up? I did. Okay. That's cool. Sorry. Hello.
What's up, big fella?
All right. Come get your burger. And the drink.
Okay, so y'all want to know? Okay, so while I got you guys here, is when there is an actual jury. Jones, get over here.
Oh, I'm coming.
So you can go to configure court cases, configure this one, and you can update the jury, which is what we need to do. The downside is that you have to scroll through the entire fucking list and find those people.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I know.
Actually, the Skybox presented some things.
All right, so that's Lodger. God, we could at least make this thing in alphabetical order.
I know. Here, if you want, I can read you off the names of who is in our jury.
I'm looking for Zachary K. Oh, there's Predator.
Yep, Zachary K. Predator, Frost, Winters, Frost is also the fourth. Sorry, Mr. Winters Frost. Zachary King and Jax Predator. And the other, I think, is Logger.
Did you get Winter's Frost?
I'm looking for him right now.
I just got him.
You can put him on there then. The last one then is Zachary Kane.
Okay.
I am having a strong scrolling through this list.
I wish there was like a search function.
I wish there was too. There is for everything else, not this, which is kind of dumb.
Well, you do with what you got.
Also, can you give me a key to this door sometime?
Wait, I just saw. I found Amelia Kane.
I'm gonna go ask him. Marshall?
Oh, hello, Your Honor.
You had a panic attack, I understand.
Zachary Kane. Which one of you gentlemen is Zachary Kane?
Sir?
Mr. Kane, are you signed up for jury duty?
Yes, sir.
Okay. For the other three members, can you align your chakras and look at the table? Do you guys see give verdict?
Yeah, I see it.
Mr. Kane, do you see give verdict
yes, sir.
if you align your chakras? Okay. Okay. Just making sure it works. Mr. Kane, are you positive that you're signed up for jury duty out front with Miss Sarah?
Yes, sir. And I got my $1,000 from Miss Sarah.
Okay. Alrighty. Then we should be good. We will resume here in a couple more minutes or so. Like 2 or 3.
I can confirm. I do not have this case though.
Yeah, same here. So
I
can see it. I can interact. I just
did
can't.
before I had to go to sleep and wake back up. I do not now.
Okay.
Maybe we need to go sign up again.
No, you should be fine. It's when we publish the case again. It'll be back here.
Okay.
But until then, you guys are good to just hang out for a moment. Mr. Kane will make sure we get you sorted out here before we resume.
Yeah, I think one of them needed to go to the bathroom.
Man, I'm losing my shit.
I'm sorry.
Is he gonna have to pee in the plant?
I think that's grounds
All right.
for a federal lawsuit.
All right. No, but you can come with me, sir.
I never got a chance to speak with
The
him.
Zachary King guy.
Did you guys find Mr. Kane?
No.
Confirm, sir.
He said he was signed up.
That's his word.
Did he know you meant through our friend at the desk outside, or?
Yep, I even asked.
I would say 1,000% is it's against the.
It's gonna require
Alright,
more
so
items. We're good to go. We didn't get it
Zachary
working. Okay. We will resume court here in just a wee moment then.
You might want to have him go do it again. Or
I
do you
think
want me to go tell him?
you go tell him. I think he's gonna need to
Okay.
do it again. And while you're out there, just let them know is that we will resume court here in 2 minutes.
Okay, you got it, Your Honor.
Okay. Kinda shitty.
What?
Discord friend. So kinda. However, we turned up shouting, so it should be better. Splendid. Perfect. Okay. So we'll resume court in here in like a minute. Yeah. Zachary needs to go and re-up his. No, it just shows you who is currently assigned.
Well, I was told that Zachary King is currently a highway trooper, on the jury.
Yes?
Yes, confirmed by a marshal that he is, in fact, a highway trooper.
I am aware.
Okay. Let me see. Do you want to let anyone in, or no?
I also turned me up from whisper to normal so I could yell at Zach. But I am well aware that that Zach is a DM from admin. Okay. So until we can put Zachary on there, he won't be able to vote on a verdict in the back, which is kind of shitty, because that's part of the that's part of the process. He still has Aiden Andrews, Bradley Ado, Frank Castle, Amelia Kane, Armando Jerusi. Yeah, he's not showing up. Yeah, I don't think he signed up, so we'll have to redo that, and then we'll probably just have to do the honor system for a second. Who's is with him until he goes, and re-signs up. I wish there was a. Yep, apparently Zachary Gaines.
Your Honor.
Yes.
State is trying to reach out to witnesses to see if they're available to come down to the courthouse at this time.
Hold on, I'm sorry. What did you ask?
State Defense is advised me to tell you that they're going to try and get their state witnesses to travel down to court.
Okay.
I guess they're going to try and call witnesses to the stand.
Witnesses outside of the ones that have provided sworn statements already?
I believe so, sir.
Okay, stand by.
Yes, Your Honor.
Go summon both counsels back here to chambers, please.
Well done.
Okay. Now he's on there. Okay, because if they're adding witnesses, I just need to make sure that they're not if they're outside the sworn statements. Because if they're outside of those people,
Both are sure, yes, sir.
counselors.
Good morning.
Yes, Your Honor.
So, are the people is that you want to come down to provide witness statements? Are they outside the ones that have already provided sworn statements?
Chad Martin does have a statement on record, Your Honor.
Is there a additional person outside of Chad Martin?
Your Honor, Mr. Martin was going to contact his partners that were involved in this situation to see if they were available to come down here, but as of now, it's just Mr. Martin.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I've already informed the plaintiff's counsel that the state adding Officer Chad Martin to our witness list because he was the partner of Jay Dawson, one of the first responding officers to the scene.
Understood. Okay, so we'll go back out there and continue with state's cross-examination of Mr. Ledger.
Understood and ready.
Understood and ready.
And then all right. And then we start the court proceedings again.
Don't worry, Moxie. I'm climbing on the chairs as well.
Yeah, ever play that game Minecraft? Played that? Yeah.
Be seated. Court's back in session.
That new film.
I'm enjoying myself. Leave me alone. Marshall, can you retrieve the jury? I am enjoying my time. Leave me alone.
The same seats you guys were at before.
Hey, man.
Yeah, let me get your way.
Got a little bit.
Sir? Captain?
But hell yeah. Forgot I'm live. Oh, man. All right, just watch that live content creator role get ripped from me. Counsel, whenever you're ready.
Thank you, Your Honor. For the record, I'll be repeating the question for Mr. Rafe Ledger and the jury to hear that was made before the recess.
The court acknowledges.
Mr. Ledger, during your time after you were shot in the back of the vehicle, did you ever hear a large amount of gunfire break out from around the corner in the shop?
Yes. There was quite a lot of gunfire that did occur. I just don't know where exactly it was. I'm guessing that was the shooting I was later told about that occurred around the back of the auto shop.
Now, you made the statement that 2 officers ran by you, and then other
Correct.
officers, the initial officers, 2 officers that were on the scene ran by you towards the subjects that ran. And then there was another set of officers that approached you and the others that were still in the vehicle. Do you remember how many people are still in the vehicle with you?
To my best recollection, I think it was 3 of us. There was me and then the other 2. I can't remember whether one was in the back seat with me or the other one was in the passenger seat. But I know the driver was still in the vehicle with me because he was the one that got shot.
And while you were in the vehicle and the officers were approaching those of you that remained in the vehicle, did you ever hear them giving general orders to the occupants of that were still in the vehicle?
I can't recall off the top of my head because a lot of it was they were shouting over each other, so it's kind of hard to recall that.
Prior to the beanbag shotgun, did officers ever give any final verbal commands to you or any other occupant in the vehicle to exit the vehicle?
Again, I'm not 100% sure, but there was a lot of shouting over each other and so forth. It was quite unclear to hear a lot of what they were saying because they were just talking over the top of each other and shouting at each other.
So after you were shot beanbag shotgun and removed from the vehicle, were you kept inside for an extended period of time, or as soon as you were detained, taken directly out of the building to the awaiting medics?
I think I was left unattended for a little bit. I can't recall exactly how long, but I was on the floor for a good bit that I remember just trying to breathe. I remember my breathing being hard to breathe. But it was a little bit before somebody actually came over and started dragging me out. I don't recall anybody like staying with me and checking on me. I just recall being dragged out of the auto shop to where they started trying to help and render medical aid.
From the time that you were shot with a gun by a gun and then shot with a beanbag shotgun, did you ever lose consciousness?
Like I said with Mr. Moxie, I did have a little couple times where I was blacking in and out of consciousness. I do recall a lot of it pretty well, but yes, there was a couple times where I'd been in and out of consciousness.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Mr. Moxie, Mr. Nighthawk, do you have any final questions?
Nothing on redirect, Your Honor.
Mr. Ledger, you may step down.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Mr. Nighthawk, you may call your next witness if you have one.
We wish to call Mr. Tyler Stewart, responding medic for the evening.
Mr. Jones.
All right, Mr. Stewart, do you solemnly swear that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Please be seated. Oh.
May I begin, Your Honor?
You may begin.
Mr. Stewart, how are you this evening?
I'm doing just fine. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good, thank you. Mr. Stewart, could you state your full name and position for the record?
I'm Tyler Stewart, currently a engineer within the San Andreas Fire Department.
Mr. Stewart, how long have you worked in emergency medicine?
Just for the San Andreas Fire Department, just about a month now.
Were you dispatched to the scene on that day of the 24th/23rd?
I was.
When you arrived, did you observe Mr. Rafe Ledger?
Did you observe?
I did.
And where was it that you made contact with him?
He was in the road on Vespucci Boulevard, somewhere between the postals of 769 and 771, in the street between some highway patrol cars and some other agency vehicles.
How did he get to this position?
I'm unsure.
Did you speak to any troopers on scene prior to making contact with Mr. Ledger?
I attempted to. The troopers seemed they didn't really answer any of my questions.
To the best of your recollection, what was Mr. Ledger's physical condition when you first saw him?
I did a quick look over of him. He had a GSW to the chest. He was not responsive at the time of first patient contact. There was about 1 to 2 units of blood in the direct area where Mr. Ledger was. From there, I further assessed his vitals. I hooked up a 12 lead. He was fairly stable, besides the fact that he was shot 1 time in the chest.
And you mentioned there was blood in the area. Did he himself appear to be physically bleeding?
Yes.
How would you describe the severity of his injuries?
Critical.
How would you describe his level of consciousness?
He was unconscious, or what appeared to be unconscious at the time of making contact with him, non-responsive to any questions.
Was he responsive to any physical touch?
Not to my knowledge.
In your medical opinion, do you believe Mr. Ledger may have been in shock?
Yes.
Could you describe for the members of the jury as well as the court what shock entails?
Ladies and gentlemen of my chat here, that silence is him looking up the answer.
There's many different ways shock can present itself. The most common form is going to be a rapid and weak pulse, shallow breathing, cool, clammy skin, as well as a altered mental state.
Yeah, that was a question that was a question he was not prepared for.
In your medical opinion, how would shock typically affect a person's ability to process information or follow instructions?
It would severely hinder their ability to clearly and concisely and within a timely manner go through with most, if not all, commands issued by law enforcement in terms of needing to surrender themselves.
Mr. Stewart, were you able to administer treatment to Mr. Ledger immediately?
Yes.
So there
Actually,
were no delays.
Thanks for the follow, Mr.
Sorry, go
Blue.
ahead.
Welcome to the
I
family.
had to treat 1 or 2 troopers before I even knew of Mr. Ledger.
Welcome to the family. Good
This
to have
particular
you.
situation, would you have declared this a mass casualty incident?
Yes.
Was triage established?
No.
If triage were to be established, how would you label Mr. Ledger's injuries?
Red tag.
And to explain to the jury and the members of the court, a red tag in a triage situation resembles what exactly?
The most critical. Someone who needs to be transported immediately from whatever situation they are in to a hospital for medical treatment.
And this lawyer is very good. It's none other than
When you approached
Moxie
Mr. Ledger,
Nighthawk.
did it appear that he was handcuffed or restrained in any way, shape, or form?
To be fair, both of these lawyers are really good.
Not upon my first initial look over. Once I got him onto the
Especially
stretcher,
the
it
state's
did appear that he
prosecutor,
was
who is
restrained in some
really
way.
going to bat for the fucking highway patrol. Because I
Did you
would
notice
not
any
have.
injuries
I would have
around
taken the
his
fucking
wrist
plea deal. I
from
would have taken
restraints?
the settlement
I did.
opt out personally.
During your time in this situation, did law enforcement ever treat Mr. Ledger as a suspect, in your opinion?
Yes.
And based on your trainings, would a person in Rafe Ledger's condition, bleeding and in shock, be physically or mentally capable of quickly responding to shouted commands?
I'd like to point out the state
No.
prosecutor is currently defense attorney, not prosecution.
So in your professional
Yeah.
opinion, simple hesitance or failure to comply would not necessarily indicate resistance. It could simply be a trauma response.
Yes, that would be a fair
So
assessment.
the court system within the life
Thank you,
server
Mr.
here
Stewart.
is,
I have no
is
further
very
questions for him, Your Honor.
is very raw and get into it.
That darn chair.
Counselor, your witness. I'm so sorry. Mr. Nighthawk, you know that you can align your chakras and sit in that chair, right?
Negative, Your Honor, not with this particular chair.
Well,
I gave my client the chair that is seatable.
That's because you got
this
bad
one
karma,
is-
Mr. Moxie.
Yep, I have not done yet enough yoga, Your Honor. I apologize.
Counsel, your witness. Sorry. He just stands there. Oh gosh. Okay, so the
I'm doing all right. How are you?
the court system in DoJLife is kind of raw, and this is our
Good.
first court
So I
case.
have a couple
So we're kind of
questions
just going it as best as we
The first
can.
question is, when you
We've
arrived
kind
on
of strayed
scene,
away from doing
were there any
state's
officers in the
prosecutor
immediate
and defense
vicinity of the
attorney.
plaintiff
Those are kind of just names that kind of just
providing
stuck.
medical aid or bringing a med bag?
Because this is Miss Bliss here,
No.
and Miss Bliss is state's attorney, and then
On your
Mr. Mike,
assessment of the
and then
plaintiff, did it
Mr.
appear that
Nighthawk
there was any
is
medical
citizen's
aid
attorney,
attempted or
and
rendered
we
to them?
are trying to stick with
Not that I can recall.
because it's not always gonna be state prosecuting a person.
My last question for you,
Sometimes
sir.
it's gonna be
You
the
stated
state
that
being
the
prosecuted.
shot could cause a mental status.
So we
mental
just let them pick
or
sides of
altered
just you're
mental
either
status.
going to be on state side or
Correct.
citizen side.
And this, could this, in your medical opinion, cause a person to remember events in a different way than what they actually occurred?
Ooh,
Potentially.
that's
No
a
further
good
questions.
I'm gonna start using it. Citizen's attorney. Is there any rebuttal questions?
Nothing, sir.
Mr. Stewart, you may step down. We're gonna start to use these new terms that we applied because I had not been. Down the middle, sir.
Yep.
The citizen's attorney, do you have further witnesses to call?
Yes, Your Honor. We wish to call Rose Kendall.
Mr. Jones.
Right, Miss Kendall, do you solemnly swear that the testimony you're about to give
I'm glad I passed
will be
that
the
off to
truth,
him.
the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Miss
You may
Kendall.
take a seat.
Look up. Oh, she sits so politely. Look at that. Why does she sit so politely?
Miss Kendall, how are you this evening?
I really
Yeah, not
fucking
too
do
bad.
need a gavel.
Could you also, for the record, state your full name as well as position?
My name is Rose Kendall. I'm the Deputy Chief of the San Andreas Fire
I gotta
Department.
pee so bad.
And at what point did you come into contact with my client, Rafe Ledger?
On the day of the incident, there was a mass casualty request. I had to. We didn't have too many paramedics on call at the time, so we had to route out different paramedics from different areas to go to the call. Once we got there, there was multiple people were down, around 4 at least that we could see at first. We weren't really sure of how many injured suspects. There was one that was very apparent where there was a
Rebos.
agent who was treating
Rebos.
one,
Estimating
and
another
then there
hour
was
and
a
a half of this
trooper.
trial. For real, yeah.
We didn't get called about anyone else until.
So they did a lot of
I
these
think it was
witness
a fellow
statements
trooper ended
beforehand,
up saying there was
getting to
another
here, because they envisioned a
person
different
injured, which was
way of doing the
your
court
client.
trials. So the
That
witness
evening, did you
statements are
provide
publicly
care for
accessible
Mr. Ledger?
to
I don't believe I did at that
to
time.
all of
no.
the whitelisted members within DoJLife.
Did you provide follow-up care for Mr.
So
Ledger?
I did.
maybe another half hour of this, and then we'll
What was his
probably
condition when you met with him
adjourn
for follow-up?
Mr.
for
Ledger was
like a week,
having issues walking at the
and
time.
then we'll continue the court
he was
case next
complaining of
weekend. We will adjourn
having
for 7 days.
spasms and cramps, struggling to walk
Because
upstairs.
as far as I'm aware,
or
these are the
taking
only
long
2
walks. He
witnesses
was using a frame
currently
at the time,
here. There's a couple
to walk
more,
around. He had to frequently stop
that's what the witness
whenever I was
statements are
talking
for.
to him. Appeared shaken.
Because this has been going for
Ended up
about
doing
2.5
follow-up,
hours, 2 hours and 15 minutes. The
which
biggest
just
problem was, though,
showed
that
he was healing from his trauma
unfortunately
he
we
had
did
from,
encounter a server crash
the
2 times.
impact to
2
his
times?
torso.
1 crash and then a restart to solve the
Were
problem.
his injuries severe enough to necessitate any form of surgery?
After prior, no. However, I did say to him that depending on obviously his healing process, and you know if it heals correctly or not, it could need further surgery down the line. It still to this day could need further surgery down the line.
Ms.
Is the
Kendall,
verdict coming out tonight?
throughout your entire career
If we can get the
in
witness
medicine,
statements done kind of quickly, yes. The
let's-
verdict will be out
I'll actually rephrase.
tonight.
How long have you been practicing
Uh,
medicine?
Just
long enough.
Based
so
off
this
of
court
what you've
case,
seen in your
amazingly,
career of
with how
typical
big it is,
ballistic
we're kind of
injuries,
fielding a
what
whole
kind
bunch
of damage
problems
would
all
you
at
expect
once.
from
I know I've said
a
that a
wound
bunch.
like Mr.
I think one of the
Ledger
biggest things that we'll do is that we will have them agree on a
you see them
question
quite
list,
often.
a question
Obviously depending on
limit
so there's so many factors that
to
can come into it.
cut
Depending
down
on
on
the
how
injury.
long court
However, it
cases
doesn't take
are. I know
much
some
to
people are
actually
going to be like, I
cause
want a 5-hour
an
court
impact,
case. I fucking don't.
as he
I'm
sustained.
not going to be sitting in this chair for 5 hours doing fluff all.
It's quite common actually.
What type of organs, nerves, or structures are most likely affected?
Like, he
given
has
where
questions
sustained a
pre-written.
gunshot wound.
Reasoning?
Your Honor, I don't think there was any of us that made the objection.
Comments from the gallery will be kept to a minimum, or you will be held in contempt. The citizen's attorney, you may continue with questioning.
Ms. Kendall, would you like me to restate that for you?
No, you're fine. Obviously there's many different organs.
We
that
thought about
can
doing
be
that.
injured
I
from
really did.
the injuries or
Part of the
those type
problem with
injuries
splitting
he
it into
sustained.
days is that not
doesn't take
everybody is
much
always available. I'm
for
amazed that
scarring
we
to
got
happen
this
on
turnout
tissue.
tonight.
You can have
If I'm
internal
being
bleeding,
honest.
bone fractures.
Because there's some days where the
you know, it
jury
could
might not
cause
be able to
further
to be
injury.
here.
Let's say he could have a problem with his tendons or
So
further
we
vascular
are figuring
issues,
out
due
where
to
the
those
shortfalls
injuries. Just
are
depends on the
in
healing
this case.
process.
And I think that is a
and
good
how
idea, is to
much
split it
time it takes
into
to heal.
defense and prosecution days.
What kind of force, medically speaking, what kind of force is exerted by a beanbag round at close range?
But a question list,
Well, obviously,
a
they're
question
made
maximum
to subdue a
is one thing that I'm
suspect
going to
or a
lean into.
person.
Probably 15 questions.
It's meant to do harm. I mean, it's been known for them to break bones, cause tissue and ligament damage. In actual fact, in some cases, is known to even, depending on where it hurts, potentially kill someone.
In your medical knowledge, do you believe that cumulative trauma can increase the risk of death, shock, or long-term disability?
Oh, absolutely.
What do you believe is the expected psychological impact of being held hostage, especially with physical trauma involved?
Oh, fucking object. She's not a psychiatrist.
Well, the problem
state,
is
state.
you're mixing both of them together. Not only did he suffer mental trauma, but he also suffered physical trauma. So even if you can stem or repair one part of it, you're never going to repair it fully.
I really want to fucking chime in.
As,
but it's going to show bias.
Nothing, you know, that could be, he could be fine and have no trauma. But in, say, a year down the line, or 2 months down the line, or 3 years down the line, something could trigger it.
I might instruct the jury to ignore
or he
this
could be
last statement.
having trauma where, as I believe he said earlier, where he was He's afraid of law enforcement due to those things that happened to him. But the combination makes it definitely more challenging, especially when dealing with patients and trying to get them rehabilitated.
In your medical knowledge, do you believe that a situation like this could possibly lead to
God.
PTSD? Your Honor.
Absolutely.
Your Honor. Could you instruct the court to not have outbursts?
Let's go, brother. Come on. Come on.
Marshals, do you know who the person was? Just gonna pull up the life penal code here real quick.
Your Honor, I personally did not know who it is. I believe the marshal might know.
What's going on?
Came from this back row. Let's all right, you got it with the radio. Let's go.
I ain't no snitch. I heard none. I heard none. I ain't no snitch.
Yeah. Hop up. Come on, brother. We're gonna go out to the lobby. Let's go.
You need to leave.
Go.
Guys, there's an after party, Cloud 9.
Marshals.
Him with contempt.
Yeah, 419.
Apologies, Ms. Kendall.
No problem.
So as I was stating, do you believe
Stand
that this
by,
cumulative...
Mr. Moxie.
Oh, sorry.
Goodness gracious.
Oh my. What the hell?
That guy's being charged with 419 today. The citizen's attorney, you may continue questioning.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I'm so sorry. Marshal.
Hey, Marshal, he's calling you.
Yes, Your Honor.
Tell them to charge that man with 419.
Yes.
You may continue, Mr. Nighthawk.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Kendall, do you believe a situation like this could further lead down to possibly PTSD, disassociation, or other long-term psychiatric effects?
I mean, that's just a few, but yes.
And when it comes to treatment overall of Mr. Ledger, based on what you know, were the injuries managed according to standard trauma protocols?
Yes.
I kind of hope. Yeah.
In your opinion, which injury? Which injury posed the greatest threat to life or long-term health?
Does not ask. I am going to advise the.
Well, I mean,
I am going to advise the jury to
gunshot
just
wound is,
ignore this level of
sounds quite deadly,
questioning,
but the mental strain on his
or
health
to
could,
ignore her
impose
speculation.
more a long-term and potential.
Because if you're not a psychiatrist or a psychologist,
and do you believe medically that the beanbag injury could have worsened the outcome of the
you're
gunshot wound?
like you're a paramedic,
Oh, absolutely.
You're also kind of leading them on.
Your Honor, Ms. Kendall, I have no further questions. Thank you.
State's attorney, your witness. Ooh.
Thank you, Your Honor. Let it be known for the record that Miss Rose Kendall is my grandmother, and I'm blessed state prosecution, and a conflict of interest waiver was filed with the court.
Man, I'm really trying to just ignore it. It's understood.
Miss Kendall, you stated that when you arrived, it was a mass casualty incident. Is that correct?
Yes.
Could you explain to the court what exactly a mass casualty entails?
I mean, it's pretty simple as it entails. It just means that there's multiple people that are injured on the scene. Unknown how many, but more than 2.
Did you ever have a final count of how many victims you or injured persons that you had on the scene at the San Andreas Autos?
I believe it was, I think it was 5.
And out of the 5, how many of those were officers to your knowledge?
1.
Now, you stated in your questioning with the plaintiff's lawyer that you made follow-up visits with the plaintiff. Were those done at the hospital or out of the hospital?
I believe one was at the hospital, and one was, I don't remember where else, but it was somewhere else because he wasn't able to come to the hospital.
Did you ever see the plaintiff, Mr. Ray Fledger, at his job at San Andreas Autos following sustaining these injuries?
I do not think so, no.
When you visited him outside of the hospital, was he doing any physical labor, anything that could further progress or worsen his injuries or pain or suffering?
Quite the opposite. He looked like an old man. He's using a Zimmer frame. I personally wouldn't have used that, but that was, I guess, his choice.
And just for the court's knowledge, what exactly is a Zimmer frame?
It's just a made frame to help support your body, but he had upper body injuries or torso up, which, I mean, although it would have taken some weight off it, probably would have been better off him in a wheelchair, but I guess that was his choice.
So it best describe this. Would this be like a walker or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
No further questions from State, Your Honor.
I mean, if they're not going to fucking question it. Citizen's Attorney, any final questions?
Nothing on redirect, Your Honor.
Miss Kendall, you may step down. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Your Honor, I still have the walker in my vehicle if you would like it. If you would like to see
shut up,
it.
Granddad. Someone look this for me, please.
Can someone grab the swing doors for Miss Kendall?
Nice to you.
You need help, sir?
Yeah, it's so funny. Okay.
You have to sit back down.
Okay, so I think I'm gonna move to Citizen Attorney and State's Attorney. Do you have any final witnesses to call or ones that are present?
We do have on record a recorded statement from Chad Martin, who was a trooper on scene. However, I do have a couple further questions, Your Honor, if I may have 5 minutes to call Chad Martin to the stand.
Is Chad Martin present in the gallery today?
He is, Your Honor. He's in the back.
Chad Martin, called to the stand. Come on, Chuckles. Hell yeah, Chuckles. Hell yeah, brother. Mr. Jones.
Right. Mr. Martin, do you solemnly swear the testimony you are about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
The help you God. Mr. Martin, please be seated. I forgot the words for a second.
Mr. Martin, good evening. How are you?
Mr. Martin.
I'm all right.
Could you, for the record, state your full name as well as position within the department?
Puppy in the background.
Yes, newly promoted Lieutenant Chad Martin.
Lieutenant, congratulations on your promotion, sir.
Thank you.
Lieutenant Martin, you would say you are very familiar with your department's use of force policy, correct?
Yes.
Could you explain for the courts what exactly the use of force protocols are?
Yes. So there's multiple different levels of use of force that officers have at their disposal. They are to meet the appropriate level for the level that is being displayed. So, for example, someone that is just being verbally combative, just need to use verbal commands. If the person displays a lethal weapon, they'll display lethal force, and the extremities in between that for the appropriate levels.
I've heard the use of force be identified as a pyramid. Could you identify all the levels of the use of force continuum?
Yes, you have the officer presence, verbal commands, hand-to-hand combat, less than lethal, lethal, and then there's subcategories within each one of those.
Would you agree that yourself, as well as other troopers, are trained to use the least amount of force necessary to control the situation?
They are trained on the levels of use of force. They are trained on what levels are appropriate given which situations, and are very aware as to which level should be appropriately used to gain compliance and control of the entirety of the situation given the total circumstances.
Are troopers also taught to reassess the need for force as situation evolves?
They are taught that this is a dynamic flowing chart. It can go from 0 to 100 really fast. It can go from 100 to 0 really fast.
Now, could you state for the jury your involvement when you came into contact with Mr. Ledger?
Yes, I was one of the final arriving units on scene after everything had been secured. My role was majority of just scene securement, ensuring that all individuals were accounted for, as well as collecting of some evidence to ensure that it is not missed, as well as overall scene cleanup. I was not directly involved during the ongoing part of the situation.
Anybody else see the fire truck outside?
As a lieutenant, member of command,
Very
have you
caught up
gathered
there.
and reviewed body cam footage from the date of the incident?
Due to my position at the time of the incident, I was unable to. At the time of the incident, I believe I was only a corporal, which I did not have access to any of that information. Nor was I informed of any public information requests to pull any evidence of that.
Truck.
In your training of use of force, would you state that striking someone who is handcuffed or already subdued, would you see that not aligning with the use of force continuum?
I think it's totality of the circumstances with that. Meaning that if the person is displaying a level of resistance still, such as trying to escape, they may use small hand-to-hand combat techniques, such as gaining pressure points, things of that nature, to gain further compliance.
Yeah, so we're definitely going to limit to questions.
And what is your training? Actually, disregard that question. That question was answered in our interview. I apologize. The jury can view that. Do you agree that failure to follow department policy could result in disciplinary action or criminal charges?
We do have that within our policy and standard procedures where all officers are to obey all Highway Patrol manual policies, as well as legal procedures.
Your Honor, nothing further at the time. Lieutenant, thank you for your time.
Welcome.
State's attorney, any questions?
Yes, Your Honor. Lieutenant Martin, when you arrived on scene, what was the situation?
I'm sorry, can you repeat the question one more time?
Once you arrived on the scene of San Andreas Autos, what was the situation at that time?
The situation at that time was medical was on scene treating multiple individuals. I had interacted with our highway commissioner, David, at the time to determine needs of the situation. I was informed to ensure that all subjects were accounted for, had troopers with them, and then that the scene was fully secured at that point.
So you arrived on the scene after the shootout had already been controlled?
Yes.
In your professional opinion, during a situation of an active shooter where subjects flee from a vehicle and continue to shoot at the officers, but there's still subjects in the vehicle, would you suggest a hands-on approach to that vehicle, knowing that other occupants of the vehicle were known to be armed and dangerous?
No. In that, I would recommend that officers and I myself would also follow Tennessee versus Gardner, United States Supreme Case Law, where we are authorized to use lethal force so long as the threat, let's say the person's fleeing this vehicle, is demonstrating a lethal or a deadly serious injury result if they are let go. And at that point, we can use lethal force to protect ourselves and the citizens of San Andreas.
If there were subjects that were refusing to get out of the vehicle, would you use non-lethal measures to get them out of the vehicle?
So long as I have the resources, and this is all totality of the circumstances, if I have the resources, yes. If I do not have the resources at the time, I may escalate to lethal force without using it, just a demonstration of it, to hopefully try and gain compliance. But for the extraction of someone out of a vehicle, less than lethal or some variation thereof would be appropriate.
Okay. Oh, Emma,
in your professional opinion, with this case, would officers using a beanbag shotgun to get non-compliant subjects out of a vehicle while there's still an active shooter be a justifiable use of force within your department's policies?
Can you further expand onto what the subjects within that I'm contacting with the said less than lethal are presenting to me?
The subjects in the vehicle are not being compliant to verbal commands being given while there is an active shooter threat in the same location and officers are engaging in a shootout with other subjects.
I would say that they are within the realm to have lethal force presented, not used, unless these subjects present a motion that would endanger themselves or citizens. At that point, they would be authorized to use lethal force, given the totality of the circumstances.
No further questions from State, Your Honor.
Citizen's attorney, is any rebuttal questions?
Yes, Your Honor.
Oh.
Lieutenant, with your tenure in the Highway Patrol, you've become pretty familiar with the San Andreas Penal Code, correct?
Yes.
Could you explain for the members of the jury resisting arrest?
Resisting arrest is the act upon avoiding apprehension or arrest by an officer from a non-vehicular means, or by
That's the second
physical
time I've done
means.
that.
They are trying to be physically detained, arrested by a peace officer, and they escape or attempt to escape from said officer's lawful custody.
And could you explain for the members of the jury obstruction of a government employee?
Obstruction of a government employee, that is the act upon willful or malicious intent to interfere or obstruct a government employee from their duties, or commit
Brother, I'm
an
gonna
act
have to
in
go to
which
Cloud
would
9 after this and just
hinder
shoot
those
him up.
duties. This also expands onto like commands and other things like that.
In your professional opinion, would you see a person who had just been shot, bleeding out, who is non-responsive to verbal commands? Would you see that as a sign of resistance?
If they are not obeying commands, it can be, by the legal penal code, classified as an obstruction or
Ooh.
resisting of arrest. They've been given lawful commands. They
That
are
isn't-
failing to comply.
That is not the question he asked.
In your personal opinion, do you believe somebody who's been shot, bleeding out, possibly in shock, who's not responsive to verbal commands, would you believe that to be resisting or obstructing?
The witness will be instructed to...
I don't believe that I should be able to answer that question, sir.
Your Honor, if you can rule.
The witness will be instructed to respond to the question.
In that sense, I have given them lawful orders. I will try to temporarily detain them to gain control of the entirety of the situation.
Brother, you're not going to lose your job.
Upon full securement of the situation and determining that they are not a suspect or active threat to the situation, I will remove them and then tend to their injuries as quickly as possible.
Thank you again, Lieutenant. Your Honor, nothing further at this time. Defense rests.
State's Attorney, any final questions?
No final questions, Your Honor.
Mr. Martin, you may step down. Thank you for your time. Citizen's Attorney, did you have any final witnesses to call before closings?
Nothing more, Your Honor. We rest.
State's Attorney?
One moment, Your Honor, let me confirm.
So,
Apparently not. I would ask Mr. Martin.
what did he just ask? I did not hear.
Your Honor, State needs to confer with Lieutenant Martin for a brief moment.
Okay, to that end, the court is going to take a brief 5-minute recess to stand, stretch our legs, and just grab some food. We will reconvene in exactly 5 minutes.
And Your Honor, for the record, we are ready for closing.
Understood.
You guys need anything? You're almost done, brother. You're almost done, bro. You're almost done. Okay. Again?
Okay, I am also taking a... Hold on. Okay, I am...
No, hey.
Let me just whisper. I'm also taking this recess so I can go to the bathroom. I will be back.
Wait, you're almost done. It's a big building. Just go stand over there in like the big open area. Come back.
Vlad, you're very loud.
I fixed my ears.
Okay. Goodness gracious, yes, food. Okay, so gotta work out the kinks first, Jeremy. But I'll sort some stuff out. Oh goodness. That is the jury's recommendation. That is the thing that they can just recommend. If when we come back, fucking Joshua has a million, like, wants to bring Mr. Martin back, I am going to emphasizes that it has to be he's gonna bring him back and I'm gonna be like, please be brief, counselor.
Over here by the. Oh, yeah, with the doors. Oh, okay.
Look at me in my fancy little dancey dance clothes.
All right, I appreciate it. I will let the judge.
You know, I had to pee real bad. I had to go. I had to.
Hello, sir. Is the judge in here? Excuse me, Your Honor.
Come on in.
Hey, I just want to let you know they caught the guy that was the contempt. They're booking him now. They took him to Central, so they're gonna book him afterward.
Fantastic.
I just want to let you know.
I appreciate it, Marshall.
There also is a juror that is trying to get out of here, so it would not be surprised if he was the rabbit and go. So just FYI.
Gotcha.
So, all right.
Yeah, we're gonna advise counsel to keep any final witnesses they have brief, and to move forward with closing statements is gonna be my recommendation to the court. Or to the councils. Is any opposing? Is any opposition? Yes, no, maybe so?
No, that sounds good to me.
Yeah, we've been at it for a couple hours today. If they have more witnesses to call, we will do the final one. We will do one final one and then adjourn for 24 hours at a minimum.
Come here, brother. Hey, fall off on me.
All right, back to the chair.
You're being detained right now. No big deal.
I like being able to sit down anywhere. This is nice.
We can do that for you if you want.
172. Do I have a available unit to come
Just
to
want
the
to have a seat. I'll call you up momentarily.
jurors' room in the courthouse?
Your Honor, state counsel is ready.
Miss Bliss, can you approach?
We got one mail for a possible 5150. Somebody can retrieve it.
Wouldn't be lying if I said.
State's attorney, can you approach?
What? Why are
Yes,
you?
Your Honor.
You're running. Into
Citizen's
the wall.
attorney, approach as well.
Hurt yourself.
Okay, so it does occur to me that we've been at this for quite a few hours.
What are your thoughts? Oh,
It has one final our witness.
that you're
then we'll be
intentionally
ready
hurting yourself.
to rest.
You are incredibly quiet.
Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get a unit to come pick you
Sorry,
up.
I was
What they're
whispering.
gonna do is they're gonna
State
okay,
has
they're gonna meet you-
one
they're gonna
witness
meet
to
with the
call
EMT,
that is present,
and they're gonna get
and
you
then we'll be ready
evaluated,
for
okay?
closing.
It's nothing
Who's this
big,
final
it's nothing
witness?
I'll
It's
let
gonna
the
be-
judge know what's going on.
He was a
and,
sergeant during the
see how he wants to go. What was your
the
name?
time the event occurred.
Understood. Is it possible is that the court could request you keep it brief
Predator?
to the best of your ability while proving your case?
Yes, Your Honor.
That would be a fantastic. We will advise the jury
Alright, cool.
that we
This
have
guy right here. Are you
allocated
like, with,
30
EMT or something to get him a evaluation?
30
He was
remaining
intentionally running off the table
minutes.
and hitting his head against the wall.
It'll
Kind
be
of hurt
most
himself.
likely.
Said he was
We
losing
are
thought.
hoping for less than that. Do both sides agree?
Okay.
Yes, sir.
That's all
Yes,
right.
Your Honor.
Yes, agree.
Yeah, I can
Fantastic.
walk him outside and
Thank you so much.
talk to EMS and get them to check him out.
I appreciate it. I'll let the judge know what's going on the radio if he's needed back.
Oops, excuse me. Just gonna squeeze in here. Gentlemen.
Hold
All right. Your Honor, we can talk in your chambers or we can talk here. It's up to you.
Okay,
I'll walk
give
him
me
out.
just 1 second.
Yeah.
So for
Right,
those
right,
ones
right,
who
right,
are
right, right,
remaining, we have allocated approximately 30 minutes left until you guys can render your verdict. We're not going to hold you for much longer after that. Sound good?
Yeah, I'm good with it.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, fantastic. Chambers. Son of a bitch. Did they just arrest a juror? Sup?
So somebody knocked on the door, so I went over there and checked it out. And one person was saying that he was trying to hurt himself. He was running off the table and jumping headfirst into the wall to hurt himself. I then asked him if he had any thoughts of hurting himself or others. He said no. I asked him to get off the table. He then ran off the table and jumped headfirst into the wall again, placed him in handcuffs, and he said he was purposely doing it to try to erase thoughts. So I asked for a 5150 evaluation on him, had another unit come and get him, so I don't think he's going to be back.
That is unfortunate.
Yep.
Do you know the gentleman's name? I don't remember.
Jack's Predator.
Jack's Predator. We will remove him from the jury list then.
I got you, Your Honor.
Thank you so much. All right, let's go call it back. Marshals, can you retrieve the remaining jury form? Is it telling you can't touch it?
Yeah,
yes,
yeah,
please.
you have to do it from up there.
George.
Yeah, I think we were just asking for.
So it'll be back there right
I
now.
mean, water on me.
Yeah, he got distracted by the friend who was jumping off the table.
And then when you're done, you're gonna want to do start proceedings
I don't have any water in there.
to send it back to me.
For you.
Yes. Marshall, did you have a final thing? Weird. I'll be right. Marshall, can you bring the jury out?
Yeah, they're having some issues.
Gotcha. God, I can't touch it. I was standing too far away. Great court cases. Ledger. Start court proceeding.
Your Honor, I forgot to ask you, did you want anything to be done
have a water-
pursuant
I have
wise
water
to him
bottle for you guys.
for charges wise or no?
No, that's fine.
Okay.
Ooh, baby, I love the way every day. Bah. In these brief moments, we could just. The lo-fi button did not want to.
Yeah.
Did not want to talk to me today. Shame. Lo-fi.
There you go, button.
right, whenever you guys are ready, same seats.
Be seated all. Court is back in session. I do believe state's attorney has one final witness to call. Court is back in session. Please be seated. I do believe state's attorney has one final witness to call. Mercy.
Yes, Your Honor. State would like to call Lieutenant Mike Hams to the stand.
Lieutenant Mike Hams. Mr. Jones.
All right. Do you solemnly swear that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
You may be seated. I did pull both of them up to the bench, and I was like, "Hey, so we are given 30 minutes left for this," and they're like, "Okay." I was like, "Be brief or be quick."
Within the department.
Mike Hams, I'm a lieutenant.
No, we've just been at this for
the
almost
occurrence of the
3
robbery
hours so
call
far.
at San Andreas Autos on the 23rd or 24th. What was your rank at the time?
I was a corporal during that time.
No, it's just it's
Now,
it's
Lieutenant,
3 hours deep into this, and we're
What was your role in the
we got more
call that took place at San Andreas Auto on that day?
So when I arrived on scene, individuals were already out of the vehicle at the time.
Fuck my life! I didn't go
began
click
to
on
render
duty
aid to
after the
individuals that I
restart.
noted that were on the ground, and ensuring that the scene was secure. I did note that Mr. Ledger was.
I
on the
have been
ground, and
paid
that's
worth
who
a
I
damn.
proceeded to provide care to.
And during your
I
time
might
that you were
just be
providing
like,
care,
brother,
was the
this is
scene
3
still
hours
an
that I
active
ain't been
shooter
paid
scene?
for.
Yes, ma'am, it was.
And during your time that you're rendering aid, were there officers that were injured in line of duty?
There was, yes, ma'am.
Your knowledge,
I
how many
didn't
officers were injured in line of duty at that time?
I couldn't give you an
Fucking
exact
me
number,
too.
ma'am. I
I
know that there
didn't-
was a couple officers that were injured on the
I
scene.
didn't even look down.
So
I'm pretty
you
sure I
stated
haven't
that
been getting
you
paid.
were, provided medical aid to the plaintiff, Mr. Rafe Ledger. What aid did you provide to him?
I initially wanted to get him in a stable location so that I was able to get him transported out of the area into a medical unit. So at the time, if I remember correctly, I was just looking for injuries,
Pay
looking
me
for
in
anything that
bleeder
would be
burgers.
considered a life-threatening injury at the time, something such as bleeding or something like that I would be able to stop.
I know I do have airplane mode on.
If I remember right, I did have to hold pressure in some
I didn't know
places,
how
but
much
I
money
don't
I
remember
started
any
with.
large
is the
quantities of
biggest thing.
blood coming out, and I was immediately able to get him secured and placed outside so he could receive medical attention.
Did you ever leave the aid of the plaintiff, Mr. Rafe Ledger, in the care of a medical professional?
No, ma'am. When I passed him off to medical, I stayed with that medical unit the entire time. The only time that Mr. Ledger was not in my sight is when he was being transported by medical in the back of an ambulance.
So according to the statement, you took him from inside of the active scene outside to medical. Is that correct?
Correct, yes, ma'am.
Now, once he was transported, did you follow the ambulance to the hospital?
I did, yes, ma'am.
Oh, I haven't get.
Once he was treated at the
Same.
hospital,
I just got paid.
Were you the one assigned to take him to the jail?
I was, yes, ma'am.
During the time after he was treated by the hospital, did he make any statements during the time that you were handling him?
Yes, ma'am. He stated that he was the hostage. I attempted to ascertain some information from units on scene. Like I said, I was one of the units that arrived after all of the fighting had taken place, and I went ahead and contacted my supervisor at the time, who was seen command 5 Echo 1. David, I don't remember David's last name off the top of my head, and he stated that he was to be charged with the charge that he faces.
Did you book him into the jail?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you write his arrest report?
Yes, ma'am.
Your Honor, may we approach?
Approach. Never mind the gun I got, Mr. Nighthawk. Citizen's attorney. Yep.
There is a discrepancy here, Your Honor.
What's the discrepancy?
This is going to need to go to chambers.
Boss said that he don't want to be here.
Court will be adjourned for 2 minutes. This is while we discuss the matter in chambers.
Oh.
Mercy. Mercy. Alright, be sure to adjust your voice volumes. What do we got?
The lieutenant just lied on the stand.
I didn't realize he actually hurt himself.
How do you figure?
He did not write the arrest report. Commissioner David Francisco is the one that wrote the arrest report for Mr. Ray Fletcher.
Is he the one who published it?
The commissioner is the one that published the arrest record for Mr. Ray Fletcher in this matter.
I think that might be a clarification question that needs to be asked on the stand.
Clarification? Okay. I didn't know how to proceed this. I think I was wondering if it was maybe I need to clarify this in a better
Let me not
way.
be staring at her ass. Yeah, I think a clarification question is going to be needed for that.
The lieutenant was the arresting officer, and he's the one that took him to jail and booked him. But the commissioner is the one that wrote the arrest report.
Because the commissioner told him that what charges go?
Yeah, I think a clarification question is to be needed.
Okay. Thank you for the guidance. I wanted to cross my T's and dot my I's before we proceed further into an even deeper rabbit hole than this case already is.
Of course.
All right. Thank you, Your Honor.
Yep.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Moxie, any discrepancies against this?
Just the one you pointed out. It is 3 separate reports, by the way, just so we all remember. It's 239, 241, 243.
Okay.
I'm good.
Which one was Mr. Ledger's? Was it?
The one that directly charged him was...
Big Mike, you doing okay?
I'm good, boss. How about you?
It be your own people who snitch on you.
Doing all right?
But goodness gracious, I'm gonna wrap this case up.
Yeah. I'm living the dream, man.
Living the dream, testifying.
Yes, sir.
It was 243.
It was a matter of time before they caught up with you.
Arrest
Yep.
report by the commissioner.
Yep.
Okay. All right, we'll go get.
Do you want me to ask the follow-up questions?
Your Honor.
Yes.
Looking at 244, which is the one that is for Mr. Ledger. The only officers involved on this is the commissioner, Henry Jefferson, and Chad Martin. There's no other officers linked to this.
That's mainly because they were still learning how to use this new system. There's citations with nobody marked on it because they don't know what they're doing.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, it's not of a biggest of concerns. Neither is this matter, in my professional opinion, because they're learning how to use a system that they've never touched before. All right, everybody ready?
Yep.
Hit it. Marshals, can you grab the jury, please?
Yeah, sure. Jurors?
Ooh, man.
Thanks.
At least these ones are patient. Fucking putting them through their paces. Just step in, step out, step in, step out, step in, step out.
Go down to an only.
Can you also make sure people have
Did we go
their
down to an only 2 men? Did we?
projections on
Three?
the highest
Yeah,
so
there's
that way
three
I
there.
can be able to hear it clearly?
I'm sorry.
Can you
Sorry,
make sure
Your
that
Honor,
they
I was
have their
co-counsel was
projections
asking
on the
questions.
loudest so that way I can hear them clearly?
Gotcha. State's attorney, you may begin questioning again. Please make sure that you are speaking at your loudest capacities.
Yes, Your Honor. Lieutenant,
Yes, ma'am.
clarification on my last question, which was, did you write the arrest report?
Ma'am, I may have misspoke. I may have not written it. I'm not 100% sure if I did or not. I mean, we write so many of them. I could be
Okay,
wrong
sir,
in saying I did.
Thank you.
Okay, so you arrested him and booked him under the charges that you were advised on.
Correct. Yes, ma'am.
And to clarify, it was possibly not you that wrote the arrest report, but a different officer.
That is quite possible. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. The state has no further questions, Your Honor.
Citizen's attorney, do you have any redirect?
Yes, Your Honor, and I promise to make it brief. Lieutenant, good evening.
Good evening, sir.
So could you restate, disregard that. I will not have you restate. When you first encountered Mr. Rafe, he was in and out of consciousness, correct?
Correct. Yes, sir.
Hey, I'll be brief.
In your
20 minutes
professional
later,
opinion,
still
do you
talking?
believe somebody who is
Don't get
going
me
in and
wrong,
out
I
of
love Mike.
consciousness
He's a
have
hell of a
just
lawyer.
sustained a gunshot wound, do you believe that they could be resisting arrest by simply not following verbal commands?
They were, if we're referring to the, excuse me, if they were in a state of unconsciousness, I would not expect for them to be able to resist commands.
Okay. You state these charges that were filed against my client were ordered from the commissioner, correct?
Correct. Correct.
On scene, do you recall who was the one who approached the vehicle that my client was in with the less than lethal shotgun?
I do not, sir. I was not on scene for that.
Thank you, sir. I think that is it. I have nothing further.
The state's attorney has any final redirect?
No final redirect, Your Honor.
Mr. Hams, you're good to step down.
Thank you.
Oh. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, sir.
Citizen's attorney, is anything further?
Nothing further. We rest.
State's attorney, anything further?
State rest, Your Honor.
By virtue of coin toss, state's attorney, you have first crack at closing arguments.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Hey, man, I got
Your Honor.
I got nothing else. I genuinely flipped a coin.
Esteemed jury, as you've heard today, throughout the events that took place at San Andreas Autos, there was an active shooter threat for a long period throughout this scene, even during the period in which law enforcement was still trying to clear the vehicle in which the plaintiff, Mr. Rafe Ledger, was in. As you heard from testimony from the witnesses of law enforcement, in a situation like this, where there's still an active shooter threat, and it was known that there were people in that vehicle that were suspected to be armed and dangerous, that a hands-on method wouldn't have been a safe method for them to use in that situation. To put their own lives at risk when there were already other officers that were injured in the line of duty because of this 911 call, because of this report of a robbery at San Andreas Autos. The plaintiff even stated in his testimony that these subjects did point guns at him. So, as whereas the law enforcement knew, there could have still been somebody that was armed and dangerous in that vehicle, ready to use that gun to threaten their lives. So when they were not following commands, law enforcement couldn't have known that the plaintiff was in and out of consciousness in a critical state. They had to use the tools that they had at their immediate disposal to secure one aspect of this very large scene, to make a safe area within this large scene while there was an active shooting taking place on the scene. It's up to you to look at the evidence that's laid out before you and understand that the use of force that the law enforcement officers of the San Andreas Highway Patrol was justified in this situation to secure a chaotic scene, to make a scene that was dangerous and life-threatening not only to officers, but the immediate public. I leave this case in your hands, and I hope that you also see that all the steps that our law enforcement officers who put their lives on the line daily, dealing with situations just like this one, took the steps that they were trained on to take in a situation of this magnitude to ensure not the safety of a small population, but to the safety of the public as a whole. Thank you.
Citizen's attorney, shut the fuck up. The guilt trip is.
Thank you, Your Honor. People of the jury, we've spent the past few hours walking through the events of that terrible day, and I want to thank you for giving this case your full attention. Now it's time to step back, look at the full picture, and ask one simple question. Who was Rafe Ledger in that moment? Was he a criminal? Was he someone trying to defy law enforcement? Or was he a victim? A person who'd just been through a traumatic,
They have leveled
life-threatening
such a
ordeal.
high standard for
person who
court
was
cases
shot,
now. The
bleeding,
next one,
and in shock.
It's got to be this.
Let's be clear about what the evidence shown. Rafe Ledger was taken hostage. He was held against his will. He was shot. He was not armed. He was not fighting. But he was shot. And when law enforcement approached the vehicle, instead of being treated as a victim, Mr. Ledger was shot again at point-blank range with a beanbag shotgun. He was handcuffed again, treated like a threat, accused of resisting. But what does resisting arrest mean in a moment like that?
What does resisting
Does it mean
arrest
flinching
mean?
when you're in pain? Does it mean slow to respond when you're losing blood and your body's going into shock? Does it mean not immediately complying when your brain is still trying to figure out if you're even safe? You heard from some troopers this evening. You heard from some medics this evening. Even they admitted the scene was chaotic. Commands were shouted. Guns were drawn. But nobody stopped to assess the situation.
Brother,
Nobody asked
he's killing
what
it.
Ledger had just been through.
Someone's on their phone.
It's not
He walks right up
resistance.
to them and goes, "Put your phone down."
It's trauma. That's survival. The situation in this case should have never been brought into a courtroom. But now that it has, it's up to you to correct it. To be the voice
You
of
know,
reason.
Moxie's absolutely
To be
right.
the
This
voice
case should have
of
never
justice.
seen the
Don't let fear
inside of a
or
courtroom.
confusion be mistaken for
Because I was
guilt.
ready to give a
Don't let
summary.
a victim
I was
walk away
ready
from
to
this
give
not only
summary
wounded,
judgment, but the commissioner
but wrongfully
wanted to
convicted.
fight this.
You have the power to make this right. And the only fair, the only just, the only human verdict is not guilty.
Yeah, the fact that this wasn't a settlement
clear.
is absolutely bonkers.
What happened to Rafe Ledger was more than a mistake. It was a betrayal of public trust. A person who should have been met with compassion and medical care was instead met with suspicion, handcuffs, pain. Being a hostage is
I know.
terrifying.
It's Mr. Kane.
Being shot while in that position is
But hey,
unimaginable.
I didn't see him. They
And
sat
yet,
him.
while bleeding out,
Citizen's attorney and
Rafe
state's
Ledger
attorney
was treated
both,
as a
like,
criminal.
they sat them both.
Not because of anything he did, but because of how the troopers chose to view him. Not as a victim, but as a threat. This
And even
lawsuit
if it's a
isn't just
hung
about
jury,
compensation. It's about accountability. It's about telling
dispense
the
justice.
system and every trooper who wears a badge that this kind of treatment has consequences. That if you abuse your power, if you ignore someone's basic humanity, you will be held accountable. Punitive damages are not just about what happened to Rafe Ledger. They're about protecting the next person, the next hostage, the next victim. So we ask you to send a message. This cannot happen again. This will not be swept under the rug. And the only way to say that loud and clear enough is to award punitive damages. Thank you.
To the members of the jury, you are to be sent back to the antechamber. It's where you will deliberate and cast your votes. Because once you are done, is let the marshal know, and they will come and find us, and then we will render verdict. Mr. Kane, you alive?
Mr. Kane.
Also, next time, we will not be using the names. It'll be jury number 1, jury number 2,
Sir?
jury number 3.
Your Honor, I think he is. I think he's just having a moment.
Understood.
Mr. Kane. Mr. Kane. Mr. Kane?
Possibly
Sergeant
see if
Kane?
medical can check on him. Your Honor, and possibly have
yes,
medical
sorry.
check on him.
Sorry?
Possibly have a medical check on him.
Possibly.
Maybe not. So anyway, I don't know. For me, I don't think he should, based on everything that we have available to us and the testimony, I don't think he should have been charged with resisting or obstructing. I believe that's what he's charged with. I think that there could be an argument made that the troopers were acting in the course of their duty and in line with what they reasonably believed was a threat. But I think that really the crux of the issue is that his rights will be expunged.
If Mr. Kane fails to return to his body, unfortunately, we may have to rule without him.
Don't forget.
Right this way, Mr. Kane.
Mr. Kane, it's voting time.
The state never even said that he wasn't.
All right. Yeah, Mr. Kane, if you missed out on the, you guys are deliberating. Let us know when you guys are ready and you reach the verdict, okay? After you cast your verdict in.
Oh, goodness, I did not take that out.
You want a question for the judge?
Yeah,
Okay, what's your question?
I know, and the problem is like
Yeah.
we didn't get much warning that all this was taking place. So we didn't have time to prepare. I'm just like on the fly trying to remember everything.
All right, 1 second. I'll verify. Okay. Your Honor.
Yes, sir.
The jury has a question for you. When they vote their verdict, who are they voting as guilty and not guilty?
If they vote guilty, let me change my volume here. If they vote guilty, they are voting in favor of Mr. Ledger. If they vote not guilty, they are voting in favor of the San Andreas Highway Patrol.
I mean, even if though, that's one of
All right. If you vote guilty, you're voting in favor of Mr. Ledger. If you vote not guilty, you're voting in favor of the state.
But am I determining a dollar amount? Like,
Oh yeah, do we determine any of that, or is it just liable?
That will be already predetermined, I believe, in an agreement made or something.
Okay, that's interesting.
You guys are just doing the not guilty or guilty.
Well, that's a little disappointing.
Well, that's once again, you play stupid games, you win stupid fucking prizes. So. Well, I mean, and this is the thing. This is my thing with this case too. Like, if they push this shit through
Moxie, what a
and
wild
find
ride
an
this has
apartment
been.
at a bad note with it, you're just pretty much sending the narrative out to the public that
They never explained why he was charged.
You're just sending out the notion to the civilian population that hey, if the police do something and you don't like it, then file a lawsuit.
The witness is very well. The medical witness is very well described that he was incapacitated basically and would likely not be able to respond
Well, at least
quickly to any commands
the end
issues.
of the tunnel is in sight. This case, yeah.
I think the defense, or not the defense, the plaintiff.
Oh yes.
I want to say, regardless put on a very strong case.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Moxie.
No hard feelings either, because it's not you that I'm annoyed at.
Yeah.
It's the,
Oh no, I totally understand. I totally understand, Mr. Ray.
It's no hard feelings when it comes to attorneys either. Like, we're both just doing.
Hey, brother.
I'm
Miss. Never mind. You mind taking off your mask for
done
me?
a pretty. Both
You
of
can't
you,
you can't have
all
masks in the
three of
courtroom.
you have done pretty.
Did you see the sign out front on the doors?
Thank you.
harder on the other hand.
hey now,
I got you. You're an all-star.
I think.
you're just mad that I didn't join the defense.
Well, he saw that I looked all lonely over there.
Hey, at least
Over here.
Just real fast, just to verify that I explained it correctly. Right. If you
not so much damsel, but
Hey.
okay, yeah.
You butt over.
Yes, sir. I just make sure you explain.
Vlad is in his head right now, so.
Danger. Danger.
If you face
We have
forward
a few
and
cases
do
going
go
on
Sounds like he's gonna
sideways,
have
you
a new
can.
case.
Yeah, well, that's the thing too. Is like,
Well, technically we won't. Wouldn't it be a conflict because we were here?
and then the one thing that I think it was
Yeah.
Lieutenant Hams was saying
Could do a
is basically
I got
Could
Mr.
do a-
Bradley as my lawyer.
arresting him based on the orders of I think it was the commissioner.
Your Honor, if you want to take a look
committed
at
the crime while in detention.
your
of the
email.
courts.
We didn't
Oh,
get
okie dokie.
One coming up with Harvey
Wait,
Hinder.
how did it sounds like
Oh,
yeah.
Who just farted?
It sounds
Who just shut
really
themselves.
just sounds like he got the short end of the stick, and that's why I would say
I was about to say somebody definitely just followed through.
I'm leaning in that
It's
direction.
like they need medical attention.
yeah. What are you haven't really said
They need more than medical attention. They need a fucking.
I mean,
Hey, you
so
got the
according
walker
to
out in
the
your car.
kind of
Maybe
just
they
like
need a bath at this point.
Hey, one of those
Oh, it's a good.
questions
actually, I
to
don't
Probably
know.
the commissioner on the phone.
bum. They need one of their those cushions to go under their bum.
Sorry, what'd you say, Rose? Couldn't hear you from over here.
Said you're beautiful.
What about the commissioner?
Stop looking in the mirror.
Well,
Anyway,
yeah. What about the commissioner?
I would say that it's excessive use of force. The guy was not actively resisting. Was he not following orders? Possibly. Was he in the back of a
Don't know, you
Right,
hearing
but
things.
we might have just.
maybe showing
Oh, okay.
injury? Also both
Moxie and Joy defending the
maybe
commissioner.
actively trying to move away from them.
Yes, ma'am.
Or move towards them in a manner that would make.
Your Honor, I'm
We'll
gonna
see.
take a quick restroom. I'll be right back.
Okay, doke.
Where's he at?
Moxie is already grey. The last thing he needs is to lose the hair.
Ledge, can you insult him any louder?
Really loud.
I'll be back. I gotta go fly.
It was purposefully intended.
Yeah, we can tell.
Also, fuck you, Sam.
yes. I think we're on the same page here.
We
Let's
only
make
have
it.
two troopers dwindling in the courtroom now.
It sounds like he just wants another court case.
So I think they want us to first determine if the state's liable or not, and then it sounds like they may have already determined what their liabilities would be, but if not, then we can discuss that after they tell us to.
It's all that air.
I don't know when I
breathing in
turned
and out.
off my my constant mic, but I was just babbling to myself there for a second. The person next to me is Civ Alex M. That person there in the marshals is McLovin.
Yeah.
White-haired lady in the back there is Civ Tyler K. Tyler Stewart over there, the fireman is
Good evening, gentlemen. Good evening.
IZI
Hey, Sam, is the
Goliath
commissioner on duty?
underscore IZI.
I wouldn't know.
The person you just heard speaking there is Sam, though. They're all media members. Miss Blix is R3X15 underscore gaming on Twitch. You should give all of them a follow. They're all great people. They all have really good content. They're all really funny people. They're all really creative. Where the fuck Blake ended up? Balake! I don't know where Balake ended up. I think he's back there with the jury duty. With the jury.
Your Honor, they would like to speak with you.
I'm sorry, what?
They would like to speak with you, Your Honor. They have questions I could ask you them, but I don't really want to.
How'd you like being airborne? Was that fun?
It's a lot to remember, you know. There you go. He's here, guys. You're welcome.
Okay.
All rise.
What you got?
Yeah, Your Honor. So we're just wondering. We came to a verdict, but if we came to a verdict, do we determine amounts, or is that something that's been predetermined?
That is something that has been predetermined.
Okay, and then that being said, We would like to make recommendations since that is not in our control.
You
but
can make a
this-
recommendation. That is your
Okay,
right.
that's
hey,
what we're looking.
Real fast, Your Honor. Jurors, the people outside said that you guys are yelling. Just FYI.
Okay.
Thanks, Balage.
Okay. So just to confirm, right? Because what we have on the docket is asked backwards to what we've been doing in court. The plaintiff is the defendant, and the defendant is the plaintiff.
Yeah, it got wonky. It's fine. It's fine.
If we rule in the favor of Mr. Ledger, we are determining guilty or not guilty.
Guilty. Because you are ruling that the San Andreas Highway Patrol has done an oopsie.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Thank you.
that if we say guilty, we're saying the state's liable.
Yes.
Okay. And based off of what you have thought of a number, if we were to recommend a number, are we basing said number off of a normal cost of a bag of chips or $100 bag of chips?
Whatever you feel is worthy.
Well, the difference would be like
$100 bag of chips
to $793 million. You know?
Yeah. Let's say $100 bag of chips.
Okay. All right.
And then simply put, if we decide like, hey, you know, we're gonna recommend court cost and attorney fees, can we just say that outright, or?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Thank you. I think unless anybody else has any questions, I think that summed it up, bro.
Understood.
I don't know. There was a fly.
You punched that air. Yes.
More law enforcement
You
trying
double
to
up on
hurt me
Mike.
when I did nothing wrong is crazy.
Where's Weasel News for all of this?
Uh-oh. I
We're
feel
just
another
lucky there's
lawsuit
no
coming.
gas cans in here.
What do you mean I'm double up on Mike?
Oh Lord, she did not.
It shouldn't be.
That's okay. She was stupid enough to kick one as well.
You told me it didn't explode anymore.
Hey, look, that's your problem, not mine.
Hold on.
I mean, my manager did tell me that it didn't explode. Maybe I should sue SA Autos.
Frank.
You accepted responsibility.
Frank.
Especially with Ledge involved.
Yes.
I know you're fighting demons, but try not to do it in
Does
the
that mean I
courtroom.
can?
They need to.
Does that mean I can counter
wrap
sue
this
for
up. They
because I got injured during it?
I don't
From
know. You
your
want to find
negligence?
out?
Yeah. So how
Not
I'm
really.
doing?
Have a good rest of your day.
Me
miss.
either. Yeah.
Make sure I'm muted there. So how I know that they're being I know they're being confused with the guilty.
No, I'm good.
Guilty, but I'm doing it based off of this.
After this,
So
I don't want
Ledger's
to hear
name
the
is
word trial
first.
for about a week.
Ticking in his favor. SAHP second. Ticking in
So,
their
Moxie,
favor.
you're
You
going to
know
be
what I
at
mean?
my trial, right?
Hey Tyler, I sure hope it's quiet for you your next shift.
Damn.
That's kind of
Tyler didn't even say anything.
I mean, we're all just tossing
Oh,
around
no,
jabs,
he
so.
said
Why
they
am I
fucking-
being picked on? What did I
We're all
do?
tossing jabs.
I did nothing. Just let me sit in the corner in peace.
Live recording.
He's used to the corner.
Hey, Mox, you know you said that right as soon as you fucking did. The EMS phone.
Did it?
fucking rang.
Did
It literally did. I can't even.
Aries, I'm
make
so
that
sorry. Did you say something?
I did.
So fuck
They need to be reminded, possibly.
A lot of
that
hostility
there
in
is
here.
a recording still active.
Gotcha.
Stay out of office for.
Shut up, Sam.
We'll let them enjoy their time in the courtroom for the moment. This has been a very long proceeding.
Understood, sir. Would you like me to retract those notes?
For them just chatting over there?
Correct, sir.
Yeah, that's fine.
Wait until the new commissioner's elected. Wait until the new commissioner's elected.
Wait until the new commissioner is elected is crazy. We haven't planned on getting rid of the old one.
Sorry, Your Honor, are we still on the record?
No.
Hey,
Okay,
no.
good. I was making sure.
At least we wouldn't. At least there would be 17 million court cases if I was in. I don't know. Commissioner seat.
That's why.
can tell you that I have 2 brand new ones.
What'd you say, Sam?
You got 2 new ones? I got 2 new ones. Yay.
Hey.
So, technically, mine.
Goodness gracious. Now we're just waiting on them to.
Oh, if we're counting on-docket ones, I have 3.
Totally fine.
One's more of a traffic case.
Yeah, I'm looking at 2 where I won't have to be the defense. I'll actually get to be a
Hell yeah. Put that
No.
right in.
I don't want you working as hard, Sam. You need a day off.
Yes.
Sure.
Who's answering that? 1, 2, 3, not it.
Jury, hurry up. Mercy.
I should be.
Wait, who? I'm joking.
How's the jury deliberations going back there? Oh my god, he's muted.
Take these rowdy people out of the jury box or the gallery, please.
Oh, come on. 4-eyed to another 4-eyed. Come on.
Oop. There we go. Place.
That's wild.
Members of the jury. Alright. So just hold the silence or just.
Laughing in the box. Uh-huh.
Is jury ready?
Okay, there you go.
Tell me the jury's ready. Fucking ain't voted yet. Yuck.
I have one in my office if you want it.
I was about to make a statement.
The demons are getting to him again.
Something. Metal poisoning, but then I was. Oh wait, they make edible gold.
Mind your own bit. Why did I send you money? I sent you $1,000. The hell did I do that for?
Yeah.
No, don't.
Senor Marshall.
Yes. Senor Marshall.
Have you guys all put in your verdicts?
No.
Your Honor,
Yes, sir.
the jury's ready. They put in their verdicts. You want me to bring them out, or are you gonna call it back to set?
You can go ahead and bring them out. We'll call them back in session right now. All right, everybody, please go ahead and find
guys.
your seats. Court will be back in
Go
session.
back to what? Yep, go back to your
Yeah,
seats.
it's good now.
I want to look. 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 Damn. Damn, that's cool. Okay. You know what, George? You bring up a good point. Mr. Tan?
Yes, Your Honor.
Has the jury reached a verdict?
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna make you use the voice the entire time, shitwad. What is the jury's verdict?
We the jury find the
In favor of. Yes.
Sorry. We do find the state guilty in this case.
Understood. Just to confirm, is that you are finding in favor of Mr. Ledger?
Yes, Your Honor.
Understood. Is there anything further? Is on your notepad there?
Yes, Your Honor. We the jury also believe, in terms of compensation towards Mr. Ledger, that he be awarded $240,000 of expenses due to him not being able to attend his duties at his workplace. Following that, uh, additional costs covering his medical expenses, as well as fees with his lawyers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Additionally, for punitive damage, we're suggesting a $1.25 million to be issued.
The court hears and understands.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Sorry, just a moment. You said 240? Yes, but did you say 240? Okay, we are just reviewing some paperwork here at the bench, making sure everything is in order. So the court will be finding. So the court will be finding in favor of Mr. Ledger. We will be following the jury's recommendations and awarding the plaintiff to $240,000 in compensation damages. However, the court will be awarding a third of the punitive damages, totaling at $500,000, and after court fees and lawyer expenses, it will be a mass award of $700,000. Court rests. Court's adjourned.
Thank you again, Your Honor. Mr. Ledger?
You know what we didn't do?
Holy shit.
We forgot to mention that his
Thank you, Your
records
Honor.
be expunged.
Forgot what?
We forgot to mention his record should be expunged. We just literally, we talked about it. We just forgot to mention it.
I'll be outside in a minute.
I heard them. Don't worry about it.
Okay. All right. Jersey, if you guys are gonna come with me, we'll let you out the back way. So there's no recursive action for anything.
That's fun.
Ah, damn!
Yeah, who's gonna make the call?
Missed. It's
Not it.
straight just an afforded $700,000. Mr. Jones, can you go find Mr. Ledger and Mr. Moxie just real quick?
Yep.
Quick as you can.
Your Honor, I'll get these transcribed for you here shortly.
Your Honor, I did direct the jurors to reach out to your office at a later time to get recoupment of fees for the recoupment of the payment for the jury duty.
Understood. Ooh, 700. Alrighty. I just need forgot to send an invoice to those lovely folk.
Gotcha.
Great work.
Appreciated. I can't.
Your Honor, do you want people to vacate the courtroom now?
They can, but it's not necessarily necessary.
Okay.
Oh, I need to.
Great job, Your Honor.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, like I said, hopefully by tomorrow I should have this all transcribed for you in wording with in detail.
Sounds like a plan.
My only question is, how do you want me to complete it? Are you wanting me to do it on a separate page and then put it into here? And where would I put that thing?
Are you going to keep it in a audio-visual format, or?
No, it's going to be in written. I can. If you're wanting an audio and visual, that I
It's
can
not needed.
give.
It's not needed
but
in audio and visual. Maybe just a written format. It doesn't matter how, as long as it gets to us, I suppose.
Yeah, of course, I can do that.
Mr. Ledger.
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you receive compensation?
No, not yet, sir. Oh wait. Oh no. Hold on.
I was about to say, Mr. Ledger, you're gonna give me a heart attack.
My client may or may not be trying to get paid twice. He's hungry. He got to eat.
I mean, if you want to pay me twice, go for it.
Did you?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
I got paid. I didn't see it. Didn't see it go in there. It's 700 of 4,000 is what I'm currently at the minute.
Okay. So. Okay, so I can't create invoices. Due to the system being a little wonky, would you like to pay your court fees now or later?
We can pay them now.
All right. So the easiest way.
Well, I'll leave. Yeah, if you want to do it now. How much is court fees?
Go ahead and accept that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where you just went. Hold on. There you go.
Mr. Moxley.
Sir.
While we're both here together, do you want to see if your client, Mr. Murphy, is available?
Yes. After everything concludes here, yes.
Okay.
Got it. Okay. How much am I sending?
It'll be 50,000. Court fees at 51% is bonkers.
Was that money coming out of the SAHP fund?
It was.
Okay. I'll make sure that gets taken out properly, you know?
Dear.
You shouldn't have to worry about it. If he already got it,
it's under a name, it's not under a business. So I'm afraid that it might be still in there.
Okay, so I can only send it in 10K increments because
that is fine.
Is that okay? Okay.
It would have taken it directly out of the commissioner's bank account.
Yeah, he didn't
So-
have that money on him.
Well, considering that he just got it, he definitely did.
No.
I mean, you are
It-
more than welcome to check.
It might have put his bank account into the negative.
That would be
It's not.
unfortunate for him.
That'd be
Very unfortunate. He'll be flying home from Mexico very quick.
I was gonna say I was probably gonna get a nasty phone call real fast.
Yeah.
Right. Mr. Ledger, I appreciate it. Thank you for coming down to the court today. I
Yeah, no problem.
hope you all have a fantastic rest of your day.
Thank
Thank you very much, Your Honor, and I appreciate all your time.
Of course, last note, we will get the charges expunged as soon as we can. We have to submit requests to the central processing team, and that takes
Gotcha.
a day or so.
Perfect.
All right. You all have a fantastic day.
You too.
As well.
Thank you.
All right. Miss Aries, Mr. Jones. George, bring that ass in here. Okay. Why am I putting armor plates on? Why is this in my 4 slot? Hello?
Uh-oh. I guess you need some more plating there, sir.
I guess so. Alright. Let's watch me break this, everybody, yeah?
Sure. What exactly am I watching? Or where, I should ask.
We don't discriminate. There we go. Okay. Okay, then we give out the service bonuses. Miss Aries, did you just get some money?
Just my payroll, but that's not.
Did you get like $100?
I
Mr. Jones, also, did you just get money?
Yes, I did.
Miss Aries, are you positive?
I wouldn't know where to find said
Do you see
notification.
your bank account in the top right-hand corner of your visual field?
I do.
Let
I
me
do
know
see it.
if the number changes.
Okay.
Did it change or stay the same?
It's stay the same. I currently have 23,708, and that's what it's been.
Well, shit, let's go touch the other one. I don't know why either. If she's not showing up on the other one, we'll have to do another thing. I just issued him $700,000. Is absolutely. Oh my god. Why is he so weird?
I don't know.
He's got $650 now because I took $50,000 from him for court fees and to also pay the what's it called? Okay, why? No, that was part of the award. It's just it comes out of the like the pool of money, I suppose. Lord have mercy. Transfer.
That
Did that work?
worked. Yes, it did.
Fan-fucking-tastic.
That definitely worked.
That's your bone. That's your court fees bonus.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I-
I'll let. I just.
Harold, I'm gonna tase you.
Ruff, ruff.
Hey.
Yep.
Harold.
Yeah, the judge is right. Here, so
Harold,
you need to speak with him.
The judge, yeah. Can I speak to you, sir?
absolutely. Where do you want me?
Over here.
I think.
Next to Harold? That's Harold, I'm gonna tase you.
Go in your chambers. Just to have you do some informant. Alright, could you create a fake court case through the system and then add me to it and see if it properly... I want to see if it takes, like, money out of my account, because I don't think it actually took it out.
So...
After talking with somebody else, it doesn't take it out of the SAHP account because it's not linked to them, and
Correct.
you might have to manually take it out.
Correct. So
He's on the negatives either, I already checked.
Okay, because it does take it direct from David's account.
Yeah,
The
and that's
one
what
that's
I'm afraid
linked
is that
directly-
he didn't have that amount of money, though. So
If
I don't know
he
if the system will
didn't-
take out $700,000 even if he doesn't have it.
It
And
won't.
From what it's showing is that he still has $70,000. So
If there's
I'm
not
gonna
enough money there, it does void it.
yeah, of which I'm gonna go manually take it out of the SHP account.
With
if needed.
which it, because when it voids it, we're then supposed to charge them with we can then do its fucking failure to pay, or what's it called? Failure to pay an invoice.
Are you wanting to do that, or do you want me to manually take it out of their account?
You can manually take it out of it, saves you a bunch of time.
That is a lot amount of money that I really don't want anybody floating around, you know?
Hey, so stupid question.
Maybe answer?
How much money do you have?
37,000.
Okay, because we never tested what happens if we charge someone more money than they have. We do know is that if you have the money, it will immediately take it from your bank account.
Right,
It won't
and that's
ask
what I
you;
wanna,
it'll just
that's what I
immediately
wanna
takes
test.
it.
Because I'm gonna say that there's a possibility that we can make people go into the negatives if that's needed.
I
I don't
mean-
know how much we can edit of it because most of it's encrypted.
Right? Because we did ask once, and I hold on. Give me. Can you give me 45 seconds to go? Not 98.
Whatever the fuck that means, sure.
Okay. For all those who came out, thanks for coming out. I greatly appreciate you all being here. This was a super long stream, just about 4 hours long, and we got the first court case done, which is going directly into almost I think it's the third court case, which is criminal charges against the commissioner. But I appreciate you all coming out. It's been a lot of fun. There's been laughs, there's been ha-has, there's been jokes. But until I see you all in the next one, to all you guys, gals, and non-binary pals, I'll see ya. Toodles.